serious and you're looking for a Christ man, the one who's knowing it with the Lord, with the Spirit of the Lord, to do his will, I'm that nigga.
One West, 125th Street. Look, y'all put y'all faith in presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play cause y'all gon' make a money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on cargo slave ship. What the fuck he do for blacks in his administration? I'm waiting, patient like a saint. Black, Hispanic, Native, they hate your ass the same. Paint Christ in they image, paint you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say he hate. African soul niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in the cell, toilet connected to the sink. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dream. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We living bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lie sound promising. Prophecy, gift and the curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave him, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gon' work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the UPK, taught me the art of warring. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute. My brother got life, and somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wounds. Blood on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville and I found the truth. I called the school, class was being held by the shock on my life. I want to be a gangster like a cop. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it out this book. My nigga, I can never be no African. UPK the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, I ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. If it ain't under your honor, ain't me murdered by them and got a hug from your honor. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. They don't fear the Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priest bringing back black royalty. One West on my headpiece, ranking order. Can't let them trick me off the streets, I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ice agents. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game, put on all black, they said I was going through a phase. It's more of us in jail than it was slaves. Chose by the Lord, we could never be the same. Soon as they born, the wicked go astray. They left the truth, they wasn't with us anyway. Niggas weak, they just saying anything to be truthful. We don't want no cowards anyway. Look, coronavirus, that's a plague. You don't get too much sleep when you waking up the dead. First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man. I came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church. Came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church.
Really serious and you
We
Wave that One West cover out that window. Let them know I'm coming with my kinfolk. Red letter ski mask on, but I don't really ski though. Bullets ball head like they going through chemo. I slide on them Tony Hawk type. Better get your thoughts right. Jumping high on walls, this ain't Fortnite. Red dot, it kinda make it way too easy for a headshot. I put you under wing, it turned into a headlock. I told my niggas think it's time to put the pressure on. You bring that paper, told her throw a little extra on. We go to war and see, I murder one, you murder two, it ain't the same degree. Better up into a capital offense for them dollars, but it really don't make sense. Guns behind tents with some liquor and we riding down the freeway. Slide on them, spin the block and replay, so we slide again.
You know my position, I'm on standby. Ain't no competition, it's a landslide. Or you a rider, motherfucker, ride again. You said you slide on them, nigga, slide again. Niggas claim they hot, but we been fine. If they ain't one of mine, so they ain't tied. Or you a rider, motherfucker, ride again. You said you slide on them, nigga, slide again.
We got this mapped out. Niggas selling wolf tickets, not living what they rap out. Said he gon' ride, too emotional, he'll crash out. 9 boxing, wrestle with this cannon, you gon' tap out. 100 troopers in the building, turn this shit into a blackout. We both come from the mother, why you tryin' to do me dirty? He cut himself off, we let him rock, he ain't worthy. You playing ball courts, throwing number like a jersey. While niggas folded like origami, I kept it sturdy. Told my son he got the blood of a king, he ain't got a word. They gon' cross you like a Christian, it's better to learn this early. They be watching, trying to copy, asking questions, trying to learn me. I ain't in the back and forth if the business don't concern me. Catch the wrath from my anger, I be trying to give a mercy. Ask the angels keep me covered, I'ma slide, they might have heard me. They playing with that fire, get too close, it's gonna burn me. We ain't never looking back, moving forward, it's the journey.
You know my position, I'm on standby. Ain't no competition, it's a landslide. Or you a rider, motherfucker, ride again. You said you slide on them, nigga, slide again. Niggas claim they hot, but we been fine. If they ain't one of mine, so they ain't tied. Or you a rider, motherfucker, ride again. You said you slide. Look, little nigga, I'm made. All these rappers soft, claim they all cut from a hold of a clove. I'm the one with the blade. Untamed gorilla, keep your hands out the cage. I be standing on they neck, One West to the grave. You can keep your mercy, nigga, I ain't worried. Revenge call me buddy love, I call her Miss Purdy. Nigga try to blitz, I'm going 730. I'ma shake the whole room like Big Shirty. Nigga say one war, it's whatever, buddy. Glock fully loaded, you know these letters bloody. Come for me, you a bitch, homie. Boy, I'm realer than your big homie. 144, yeah, the one and only. And you know I keep this blick on me. Bout to slam you like Mick Foley. I got that black out on my arm, play that bitch like a violin. Said me try me once, nigga, try again. You know my position, I'm on standby. Ain't no competition, it's a landslide. Or you a rider, motherfucker, ride again. You said you slide on them, nigga, slide again. Niggas claim they hot, but we been fine. If they ain't one of mine, so they ain't tied. Or you a rider, motherfucker, ride again. You said you slide on them, nigga, slide again. Backstage.
Yeah, nigga.
You ain't no Israelite, but you a gospelite, bitch.
Fuck you talking about?
If that nigga on wall, bitch, you ready. It ain't hard to find us. How can I keep that stick? Loaded pages lined up. Young nigga named the Slayer. What you think? Well, you be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bought it. UPK, you solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy. Think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love the brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. Sharp on shit, I'm body. UPK, soup salad. Fuck nigga don't want war. It ain't enough clips in your army. All the bitches wanna take my piece. Why Shorty hoe wanna take my piece. Alright, they wanna take my piece. No, I can't let a dog take it from me. I can't let a dog take it from me. You a hoe, sonny, and you dummy. And these bitches really out this bitch walk around like they don't know nothing. And a lame nigga fall for 'em and get set up for the coins and get gunned down, man down. Shouldn't put the time, get a damn no. But I see the shorty and I show her. She could never get a piece home. You a dirt ass, rust ass neck bitch with a fake ass jury. In Tennessee while I'm touring. It's a Tennessee, but she luring. Yeah, that sucker duck bitch ass boy, fuck nigga over that bitch mugging. I say, if that nigga on wall, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Nigga name is Slam. What you think? Boy, you be done to try. Psycho shit, we body.
You let me know because I'm not even looking. We know we good.
Oh, Nashville, we live.
Hey, close that door. Okay. Hey, Shalom, Israel. This is the ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Command of Junior Hunter. This is Precinct Officer of 5000 Ashok Mayatha from, give me 1 second. We're coming live from Nashville, Tennessee. Of course, Jim Muhammad will be coming here shortly to teach the class. But for right now, if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat. If I can't get to them, Jim Muhammad most definitely will get to your questions. Give me a second. And today, until he gets here with Jim Muhammad, until he gets here with his topics, I would like to talk about demons. All right. It's crazy because we most definitely had our fair share of demons at camp. All right. Specifically, what I'm talking about is what was it? Canuck, the gay pride parade was going on. We was at camp this past weekend. Excuse me 1 second, John. Shalom,
Yeah, it's hard to even escape or avoid that deviance up here in New York. I feel you.
But yeah, you got the volume on that. If anybody put their questions in there, you know what I'm saying, we'll get to them too. All right, just let me know. But yeah, so we was at camp, and we didn't even know it was a gay pride parade going on, right? So we out there, we blazing, doing our thing. Next thing we know, this Edomite out of nowhere screaming at the top of her damn lungs. I mean, screaming. I'm not even talking about like she's talking English. She's just screaming. She's trying to just disrupt the whole camp. So my brother, Officer Hakwalai, he's sitting there teaching. So I take off. You know, I step up, and it tripped me out because this white woman came with all this aggression. You know what I mean? I actually think she thought we was just, I don't know, she thought we were rappers. I don't know if she thought we was just some niggas just talking, Kanak, you know what I mean? Because Kanak, y'all was out there with us. But when she came with all this passive aggressive stuff, and then once I started speaking to this woman, and we put the content out there, the videos out, when I started speaking and talking to the demon that was on this woman, she immediately calmed down. It's almost like the demons on her knew who we were. And here's the tripped out part. I didn't even know it was really gay pride parade until the woman came with all that aggression. And I was automatically like, okay, I see that you're homosexual because you're trying to have this like masculine spirit. So then the woman insisted that she wasn't homosexual. As we go back in this dialogue, she starts to say, I'm a Gadite. I'm a native Indian. I was like, oh, so you a sister, right? She's like, yeah. So I said, well, you know what? I feel sorry for you because I know the reason why you probably are homosexual is because you probably got molested. And that was a horrible thing that happened to you. I said less than 1%, and these are statistics that we know in the UPK that we researched. Less than 1% of people that are homosexual, less than 1% have been raped or excuse me. So when I was talking to this woman, I said, you know, that was a terrible thing that happened to you. At this point, I'm trying to really teach this woman. So then she says in the same sentence, "Oh well, yeah, I am. I am." Remember, she said that she wasn't gay, and then in the same sentence, she turns around and says she is. At that point, I know you're a devil. There ain't no way you're a gay. Like, I know you're a devil now. And why am I saying that? I'm saying that to share the fact that and give me Leviticus 18 and 22 real quick, just to show you how terrible homosexuality is. Homosexuality is terrible. It's a horrible thing. People think that they have a choice in sexuality. You don't have a choice. That does not exist. The Lord did not make you. You are not born gay. If you're born gay, then that means when people are born, they have and they grow up, they get a little older rather. They have the right to cut their legs off at the knees because they feel like they were born midgets. That's the insanity of it. That's how crazy it sounds. But people have this mental illness, which is a demon that is causing them to think that they want to be with the same sex, and it's a terrible thing. It's a I think before the 1950s, if I'm mistaken, 50s and 40s, especially in America, it was diagnosed as a mental illness. So now it's almost like a choice, and with that choice, people are taking it to the next level. What do I mean by that? You can be a homosexual, and now you can say, well, I can say one thing true, it put an end to some of that. I give him credit for that. But especially during the reign of Biden, you had the choice to be a homosexual, and if you was a man, you put on a dress. Hey, I tell you, they need to keep quiet. Um, you had if you're a homosexual and you're a man, you want to be a train or whatever. You got the choice to wear a dress and go in a woman's bathroom. If I ain't mistaken, that's not even outlawed right now. And the reason why I say that is because on my slavery, I go into the bathroom and women are going in there, just claiming that they're men. So it's not like this is just so outlawed. So why am I saying these things? Is because of how powerful homosexuality is, and it's accepted in America. And at the same time, it lets you know how powerful demons are. And what is a demon? A demon is something that is in your mind, and it always starts with a conversation. And this spirit, at the end of the day, is trying to destroy you. That's the danger about demons. Hey, turn it down. Turn it down. We're having class. So, what I want to, the whole concept of what I'm trying to get across is how dangerous demons are, what demons are. And just like Commander Junior Hunter had a lecture one time in Detroit that it just came across my mind. It always starts with a conversation. You thinking you talking to yourself in your brain. When you're doing something and something is pushing you to do something that is evil, that is a demon. When you're going through a hard time and it's a struggle, sometimes the Lord is just putting you through a test. He's trying you by fire. He's making you go through that fire through a test, make you stronger. But you'll know that it's Satan or it's a demon because it's something wicked behind it, something evil behind it. All right. And of course, the Lord does create evil spirits. We got the scriptures to prove that. But specifically, what I want to target right now is homosexuality wrong in the Bible? Let's look at it real quick. Give me Leviticus 18 and 22, just to prove that point. And the only reason why I'm addressing that is because Pride Month just passed. And anytime you see Pride Month and the celebration of it and the parades and everything, it looks like the most weird, sadistic thing you ever seen in your life. It looked like what's it called? Comic-Con? It looks like Comic-Con. People are dressed in characters and everything. Y'all smart thought about you shots. And here's another key. Here's something else you need to know about homosexuality. You know what the number one gay pride parade is on the earth? It's in Israel. The so-called Jewish man has the biggest celebration of homosexuality on the planet. And he's supposed to be the chosen people. Come on, man. It's sad. They have turned Jerusalem into Sodom and Gomorrah. It has the same spirit. All right. So let's get that scripture real quick.
God. Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not lie with mankind.
Thou shalt not what?
Lie with mankind.
Thou shalt not lie with mankind. I mean, that's plain and simple. Now, here's the part that people do not pay attention to, especially in the Christian church, because the Christian church is full of what? You could put that in the chat. The Christian church is full of homosexuality. The Christian church is ran by homosexuality. Remember, the Christian church gets its instructions from the Roman Catholic Church. That's the boss. So the Roman Catholic Church runs this system over here, this so-called, Christianity over here. What is the number one thing that the Roman Catholic Church is known for? Molestation. And here's the tripped out part. You don't hear much about these priests molesting girls. You hear them molesting boys. Think about the damage that the Roman Catholic Church has done to the earth. They do not enforce justice on what those priests do. What they do is they take them from one little Catholic cathedral, whatever you call them, and they take them to another one. So what you think he finna do over there? And then what about the crimes that don't get reported? So this sexual, how should I call it? It's a sexual deviancy that is done by the Roman Catholic Church is spread throughout the earth because they don't stop it. So then what does the Christian church do over here in America? They adopt it into their system. That's why you see a lot of these black, specifically black churches, a lot of molestation happens. A lot of sexual assault happens in these churches. And this is all caused by demonic presence. These are demons. And they are attacking our people. When I say our people, I'm talking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Don't forget, when they go to these reservations, these Native Indian reservations, they take these girls, the little girls, man, I'm talking about 5, 6, 7, 8. They take those little girls, they do what they like. When I say they, I'm talking about Esau, I'm talking about the white man. He'll approach, and it used to be real bad back in the 1800s. He would ride up on those reservations, snatch those little girls up, do what he wants to do. And they used to find little girls in the ditches. Look it up. Look up what I'm telling you. This is how powerful the demonic presence is in the earth. And if you're in the world and you're not in the truth, you're not even going to know. You know what the earth is going to convince you to think? That it's the norm, that it's regular. Look at it, gay pride everywhere. It makes you think that this is normal. It's not normal. It is a mental illness. It should not be happening. According to the Bible, according to the Most High. Read the second part of that scripture.
As with womankind,
Mm-hmm.
it is abomination.
Read that again.
It is abomination.
Now you said as with what?
As with womankind,
Mm-hmm.
it is abomination.
Hey, move that camera a little closer. Yeah, move that camera a little closer. Also, let me get 1 Corinthians. Wait a minute, what I want the one that specifically talks about the woman. You remember that one? Let me see. There's one that talks about. I want the one. It's a scripture that with homosexuality specifically talks about women with women. You don't remember that? Give me it ain't the can't be
Like you said, Romans 1:26.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's 1 and 24, 1 and 26. Get that. Get that for me, Kanaki. Romans 1 and 24.
Oh, God. This is the book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 24. Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness
Mm-hmm.
through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves.
Is that? I don't think. What is that?
24.
Go to 25.
Okay.
Keep reading.
Verse 25. Who changed the truth of God into a lie,
Mm-hmm.
and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. Verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
For this cause God gave them up unto vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
That's what I want. Go back. Read that again.
Oh, for this cause God gave them up unto vile affections.
Mm-hmm.
For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
That lets you know right there. The woman's natural use is to do what? It's to produce. You can't produce life with a woman and a woman. The scriptures is telling you right there. Read it one more time, Mike. Public shop.
For this cause God gave them up unto vile affection.
Mm-hmm.
For even their women.
For even what?
Their women.
Their what?
Their women.
Read.
Did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
Even their women change the natural use that is against nature. That's what that white woman did when she tried to approach the camp. She wanted to be a man. You can't be a man. I told her myself, I said, you bleed every month. I don't care what you do. You're going to bleed every month because you're supposed to be a woman. Your body is cleaning itself. You're supposed to have children. You cannot change that. The Lord doesn't want that changed. All right. So that's the main point I want to bring out on that. Homosexuality is one of the most dangerous demons in the world. Hey, come here for a second. Give me wait 1 second. Give me Psalm 78 and 49. Hey, come on, check. Give me Psalm 78 and 49. Let's talk about these demons, man. Let's get to it. Now, what I want to show y'all real quick is the Most High does create evil spirits. Okay, it's not like the Christian church taught that Satan went to heaven, was kicked out, and pulled a third of the angels with him, and now they're his servants and demons and all. That ain't how that's never nowhere in the Bible. The biggest problem that the Christian church does is they romanticize the Bible. They make it into like a mystic book, a fairy tale land book. That is not what it is. You got these I call them knockoff books. You got these books that men have made up called the Book of Enoch and stuff like that. Even if you look at that book, it says a book about the book of Enoch. All that Nephilim stuff and giants having sex with, angels having sex with women and giants being born from that. That's not what that means. That's a lie. It's another lie to Christian church, just like Christ being a white man. All right. So please understand that. Now, the Most High does create evil spirits, and He creates them for a reason. We're about to read about it right now. Go ahead.
The book of Psalms, chapter 78 and verse 49. No. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation.
Read that again.
He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger.
You guys number?
Wrath and indignation and trouble by sending evil angels.
By sending what?
Evil angels.
Sending what?
Evil angels.
Did it say Satan sent that? Or did it say the Most High sent that? Read it again.
Oh, come.
Hey, don't run with that.
He came.
Brother, come here. Start from the top. Read it again.
Oh God.
I'm gonna send you the number.
He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger,
Mm-hmm.
wrath,
Mm-hmm.
and indignation,
Mm-hmm.
and trouble
Mm-hmm.
by sending evil angels among them.
Just letting you know the Most High sends evil angels. That's what I'm showing you right now. There's no such thing as Satan taking over and having a whole syndicate of mob style angels and demons that he's sending at people. That do not exist. Satan does not have soldiers, man. What is Satan? Kanakya? What is it? Think about what I just said. You can put it in the chat too. What is Satan based on what I just said? Because what I just said was Satan doesn't have a mob. He doesn't have a mafia. He don't have like a gang, a syndicate. What's going on, brother? Shalom. He don't have a whole hit squad that he send out, like the Christian church teach you. So how do I know that? Because what is Satan?
It's like he's an angel of the Most High.
He's an angel of the Most High. So that means he's a what of the Most High?
Soldier.
He's a soldier. Soldiers take orders. That's why I'm saying that. He's a soldier. There's no such thing as Satan going somewhere, forming his own crew and going against the Most High. No, the Lord creates everything. This is a scripture that proves that the Lord even creates evil angels. Why? To do his bidding. Why did he create Satan? To test the ones that say they in this truth and they love the Lord and they do anything. So then they got to prove it, don't they? So you're going to get tried by Satan. That's his job. His job is to throw everything at you to prove what? That you are not worthy. So in doing that, demons are going to enter your mind. It's going to start with a conversation. A demon can this is another thing. What is the whole objective of a demon? The whole objective of a demon in your brain is to destroy you, to take your life. Once that demon has convinced you that your life is not worth anything, then you will fall. It did its job. And then Satan can say he is not worthy. She is not worthy. They won't even fight. They don't want to fight. They don't want to fight to be in this truth. You know, I heard a brother just recently tell me, he said, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go back to my normal life. Listen to what that brother told me. He said, I want to go back to my normal life. So that means that the life in the world is normal because what? Because you can sin and nobody gonna judge. You can have sex with children. You can do any kind of drug you want to do. Nobody's gonna judge. Nobody gonna point their finger at you. If you wanna have sex, you a man, you wanna have sex with a man, you can do it. You're a woman, you wanna have sex with a woman, you can do it. Why? Because nobody gonna judge. Because that's the normal life. Brother told me that because he wanted to go back to the world, and he did. And you know what's gonna happen to him? We're gonna read about it. What's gonna happen to him? And always remember this too. When you leave this truth, the demons, you had demons when you came into this truth. Everybody does. You're going to have demons when you're in this truth. It's all about what kind of fight you got in you. You're going to have those demons, but the whole point is to fight and defeat those demons. Those demons, you should have a reputation around demons, man. They should know you. They should, like that one scripture, I think it's in Acts 19, 11, stuff like that. I think it's something like Acts 19, 11. They should be familiar with you, meaning that those demons should, when you come around, they should know you. There was some vagabond Jews, some Jews that acting like they priests and prophets that was walking around and trying to teach people and stuff, right? And they ran across a group of people that had demons on. And the demons told them themselves, I'm paraphrasing, they told them themselves, Christ I know, Paul I know, but you, I don't know. And do you know, them people got beat. The ones that was claiming to be priests and prophets of the Lord, they got beat out of their clothes. Do you know how bad you got to beat somebody to beat them out their clothes? Them boys they got messed up. To get beat out of you getting beat so bad you got to take your clothes off, or they snatching them off. So my point in saying that, man, is that the battle is in here. That's where you have to win. And Satan is constantly going to be throwing things at you. What you got, brother? Yeah, go ahead, please. Were we done with 49? That was all on that? Yeah, go ahead. Go to the other one.
Mm-hmm. The book of Acts, chapter 19 and verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
Then certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits the name of the Lord Yahweh.
So now we're looking at these people and they got evil spirits on them, right? So keep reading.
Saying, we adjure you by Yahweh whom Paul preached.
Keep going.
Verse 14. And there were 7 sons of one Sceva, a Jew, and chief of the priests, which did so.
So these guys, they claiming to be the Jews. They claiming to be the priests and prophets of the Lord. It reminds me of a certain people in the earth that claim to be priests and prophets of the Lord, and every time you turn around, they be getting beat up by church members. They be getting contested. I know you know what I'm talking about. Lago was sharing, he was sharing the story with me about how the purple guys. I ain't even finna give y'all no, I ain't finna even say your name. But the purple guys, y'all are known. Y'all even known in Nashville to always ridicule our people. And it's strange because when we come up, I say we come at ISUPK, when we're teaching, when we're doing food and clothing drives, the first thing they say are y'all the purple guys. We're like, no, we're not them. They always say we could tell because the purple guys are always known to do this right here. They take their finger, where your fringes at, brother? Why you got that on, sis? They got all this, they scrutinize the people. You know what I'm saying? No, it's just for the thug, sir. Hey, you good, sir? You want it?
You fat.
Come on. So the whole thing is they got a certain reputation about them, right? So their reputation that they have, when people come to us, they think we them. When we start handing out food, start handing out clothes, start teaching our people, they automatically start to realize we're different people. We don't, those demons on them, they know us. They know the ISUPK. We don't get the same reaction that the purple guys get. And you can see all over social media, you can see some of their videos are going viral because people are tired of them. And a lot of those people got demons on them. I remember one specific video where they got into it with some church people, and they didn't even know. You had to put it in slow motion, but a dude pulled his gun out, put it right in the crowd of them, and then he pulled it back and put it up. And you wouldn't have seen it if you hadn't slowed it down, because we had broke that video down. Somebody could have lost their life. And I'm not even talking about the church members. I'm talking about these false prophets, just claiming that they preach and prophets of the Lord, just like these vagabond Jews. Those are synonymous to each other. They are doing the same thing. That's why it's dangerous to claim to be a priest and prophet of the Lord and go out there and start teaching, and you really ain't about that walk. You're doing all this stuff in the dark. Even if you in the truth, you claiming to be this and that, but you're doing all these wicked things in the dark. It's going to show. And at the end of the day, you're going to pay for it. And you better be careful because it might be your life one day. All right? Keep reading, bro. Slide.
Oh, God. Verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
And the evil spirit answered and said.
So this is the demon on the people that these so-called prophets is talking to. Keep going.
Yahweh I know.
So Christ, they know. Go ahead.
And Paul, I know.
Paul, they know. They talking about the everybody know who Paul is. Go ahead.
But who are ye?
But who are you? Now, this is the evil spirit on these men. This is the demon on them, speaking to these men that's claiming to be priests and prophets of the Lord. They say, Christ, I know. Paul, I know. Who are you? What does that mean? That means that they're not, that these demons don't know you. Like, you're not doing the work. You're not doing the real work. That means that these demons see you just like the rest of the people that they take over. They don't know you. They don't know you to be priests and prophets of the Lord. Keep reading.
Come on. Verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
And the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them.
Read that again.
Like, and the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them.
So the man, the demon that the man was on, it caused him to grab these men. Keep reading.
And overcame them.
And overcame them. And what?
And prevailed against them.
What does that mean? That means that they putting hands on these men. They took over these men. They're getting, at this point, they are getting physical. It's not like this demon hopped out of his body and, and went to his body like that movie Fallen with Denzel Washington. That ain't what this is. This is a man that has a demon on him, and he's questioning who he is. And that demon caused that man to start getting physical with these men. The proof is right here. Keep reading.
So that they fled out of that house naked and wounded.
So they what?
Fled out of that house naked and wounded.
They fled out of the house naked and wounded. They was trying to talk to these people, and these people beat the clothes off them. They snatching them up. That's why it's dangerous to not look. We used to have this disclaimer on our videos. I think it said, what did it say, like, from back in the day? These are, do not try this at home.
Do not try this at home.
Yeah, you have to be, these are trained professionals. Do not try this at home. That we used to put that on end of our, we used to go real hard on YouTube, and we used to put that at the end. That's real, man. If you're not really about this truth and you're not really living this truth, you're going to be exposed. It's going to come out. You better hope the people in the world don't do it, because your life on the line. That's a warning to you purple guys, all you other different color guys that broke off from the ISUPK and now you're doing your own thing. You better stop, man, before you put yourself in harm's way. One of y'all getting exposed by your rib right now on social media. She's saying everything about you. You done got quiet. You know who I'm talking about. I ain't even gonna give you the credit of saying your name. And then you keep trying to call out one of our brothers to help you battle and debate. That's not happening. No, you in that deep water now. You gotta swim. You gotta swim now. Your best bet is to come back to the ISUPK and get your life together. All y'all. So many times, Commander Junior Hunter has told y'all, come to the table, come to the Passover. He invites y'all all the time. You have so much pride that you don't want to admit that you're wrong. Whatever evil demon, whatever demon that is in your brain that's causing you to make you stay where you at. Some of you is homosexuality. You really don't. It's like you try to use the ISBK. Y'all get to have multiple wives. I'm gonna get you 1 second, sis. Y'all have multiple wives, and no, that ain't right. So then you go start your own group, and really you have a homosexual spirit on you. Really, you're really feminine. You don't even want to be with the woman that you got. You really want to be a homosexual. Just like that scripture we brought at the beginning, that's a demon. Some of you love white women. So then you create a whole new school for that. All these schools that you create is based on the demon that you have. Think about what I just said. You create a whole school based on the demon that you're dealing with. And when you do that, think about how many brothers and sisters you mislead. Might need some help on that. Think about how many brothers and sisters you mislead by doing that. That's how dangerous it is not to admit that you're wrong and go to the men above you that you know you should go to and learn the real truth and just go by the rules, man. You're going to mess up. People mess up all the time. You're going to mess up. It doesn't mean that you can't fix it. Everybody needs counsel, man. And a lot of these brothers didn't want to go to counsel. They just like, forget that, I'm gonna start my own group. And then you end up misleading hundreds, if not thousands of people. Because what comes from that is when you do that and then somebody disagree with you in your school, what you think the hell they gonna do? Then they start their school. So now you got a whole chain of breakoffs based on what? The demon that you had. That's the danger. Since you got it.
And okay, so me being the truth
Mm-hmm.
and everything that I've been through,
Mm-hmm.
it is so important to get counsel.
Thank you. That's just the hand, man. That's just the hand. Very well said. Go ahead. You got it. That's all you want to say?
That's all I say.
Yeah, it's very important. The sister said something heavy, man. It's very important to get counsel. You need it. The minute you start going by your own counsel, that's when you start falling off. And like I said, you gonna make a mistake. You make a mistake. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something, man. It's not easy being in the truth. It's not easy, but it doesn't mean you can't do it. It wasn't easy graduating through high school. Anybody can confirm to that? I can. I hated high school. I hated it. But you made it, didn't you? It was hard, but you made it through. So that's just like the truth, man. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna deal with certain things, question certain things. You're gonna make mistakes. But the main thing is you make a mistake, fix it. Don't think that you can't fix a mistake that you've made. Don't think that you can't come back from that. Because once you come back from that, Lord will put you through that fire. You have to go through whatever you need to go through. And once you come through it, you're even stronger than what you were. All right? So always remember that. That's the best way to battle demons. Everybody got demons. The main point is win. Right. Fight your demons and win. All right? Brother?
Like this, sir. Forgive me, sir. Just coming into class.
No, you are right.
The piece of Proverbs 3.
Go ahead, pull it.
To trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not to thy own understanding.
Pull that. Make sure you call it out so everybody can get there.
Oh, sir. This book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
Trust in the Lord, all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding.
And lean not what?
Lean not unto thine own understanding.
Because you lean into your own understanding will cause you to make a mistake. You don't know everything. That's the hidden jewel in that scripture. You do not know everything. You need help. All of us will fall short some kind of way. The main thing is when you get into that situation where you don't know the answer, go get some help. Because if you don't, hey, you will be put in a situation where you'll be forced to. All right? That's a good scripture, man. Go pull for that. So like, sir. Yeah. Okay. Please do.
Y'all clap it up in here, Officer 5,000 the shots came. What he was bringing out heaven. Freezing Captain Soccer War down here in Nashville, man, by way of Memphis, Tennessee. I'll hold down the class till Gentleman Hyman get back. But piggybacking off of what the shock was bringing out, if I can get Matthew chapter 24, verse 13. And what brothers and sisters have to understand when the shock said was heavy in that coming into the truth, living this life, serving the Most High, obeying all these laws, statutes, and commandments, and going through the process of transforming yourself from the person that you were in the world to becoming who the Lord called you to be is not easy, but it's definitely worth it. You understand? Life was not promised to any of us that it was going to be easy, that it was going to be, all flowers and roses and sunshine and whatever else people imagine life was supposed to be. But if you dedicate yourself to serving the Most High and obeying Him, then life will be worthwhile, even with all of the struggles and the difficulties that you have to fight through and overcome. Somebody got Matthew 24 and 13. You can read it.
Oh, sir. Book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Everybody understands that. Christ said, he that endures until the end, the same shall be saved, which means what? This life serving the Most High is an endurance. It requires endurance. You understand? This is a marathon. It is not a sprint. Everybody understands. And we should all be thankful and appreciate the Most High for the time that He allowed us to come into the truth and to wake up. You understand? But just because you come into the truth and wake up doesn't mean that all the things that we read in this Bible are going to come to pass now, all because you came into the truth. Everybody understands? I remember being a young man coming into the truth. I believed that we was very close to the end. I believed that when I came into the truth, America was falling. You understand? The housing bubble that bust in 2008, the economy was in shambles. Barack Obama was president. They was bombing over in the Middle East. They had the Arab Spring, and there was riots in Egypt. They overthrew Mubarak. They went into Libya. They got Muammar Gaddafi and shoved the flagpole up his behind on TV. They hung Saddam Hussein, and I just knew the end was here. World War III bombs about to drop. Well, it's been some time, Akim, and guess what? We still here, and the earth is still in the same condition. The economy is in shambles. There's bombs dropping in the Middle East. They are overthrowing governments. There's war with Iran. The Straits of Hormuz is closed, but we still have to endure. Everybody understands. And in that process of time, guess what? We've been warring on these streets, teaching, prophesying, battling with all the enemies of the Lord. You understand? We're seeing the rise and fall of fake Israelite groups and, different church organizations and people who claim to be doing the work of the Most High, claim to be teaching the truth, but their fruits show that they are not. Everybody understands. And you must endure in this battle to prove yourself to the Most High that you are worthy and deserving of the deliverance and the salvation that He promised us. Everybody understands. And know this, no one that is undeserving is going to make it. No one that does no, there's no one that doesn't have what it takes to make it into the kingdom that's going to make it into the kingdom. And here in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we are striving not only for the kingdom, we're striving for rulership. We're striving for power, which requires another level of excellence, another level of righteousness. Everybody understands. Let me ask you, what Nishak was bringing out, did somebody ask a question or he was just going into it? Most High in Christ. Let me keep with the topic that Nishak started. Let me get 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12. You understand? And understanding the warfare that we all must endure in order to prove ourselves to the Most High. You understand? The Bible does not say that coming to serve the Lord, everything in your life was going to be perfect. Everything in your life was going to get better. Actually, the Bible says the opposite. Everybody understands. The Bible promises that when you come to serve the Most High, that is when you're going to face temptation. That is when you're going to really understand the nature of the battle that we are all in. The spiritual warfare that you experience once you come into the truth is unlike anything you ever going to experience in life. Everybody understands. And the Bible promises us that when we come to serve the Most High, we must prepare ourselves for the difficulties and the challenges that comes along with that. If I could, somebody read it.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 13.
Start at verse 12.
Oh, no, verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange things happen unto you.
Peter said, beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you. He didn't say which might try you. He didn't say the fiery trial that some of us are going to endure. He said, don't think it's strange when you go through your fiery trial, meaning what? Everybody's going to go through a fiery trial. Everybody's going to fix a period in your life in the truth when you feel like you in the flames and you wondering why these things happen. What's going on? Why is it so hard? Why is it so difficult? So many of us came into the truth. We was, at odds with our family, having, problems and difficulties, dysfunctions. We thought that coming to the truth and getting off drugs, bring our family together. We thought that coming to the truth and leaving the gang and getting out the streets was going to make our family love us. We thought that cleaning ourselves up and obeying the Most High and taking away the evils of the world strengthen our relationship with our wives and with our children. Many of us came into the truth and then lost those people. They was, as long as you was on drugs, they was right there with you. Happy to, be there and have fun and party with you. When you was down bad and when you was, in hell, then they was there to, hang out with you and come and celebrate and do this and that. You came into the truth and started to become a man and a woman of the Lord. They said you were crazy. They said you was out of your mind. They said, man, you doing something different, man. I don't know what he got going on. He in a cult. She's in a cult. Yeah, she got with some man talking about they can have more than one wife. That's crazy. That's insane. Meanwhile, the woman that's saying that got 3 baby daddies, and the man she's with now is not her husband. You understand? Peter said, "Think not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you." And as though some strange thing happened. Meaning what? When your fiery trial comes, you should be able to rest assured knowing that you are not the only one going through it. Many of us, you brothers in this room right now, we've been through some fiery trials. I've witnessed your fiery trial. You've witnessed my fiery trial. And guess what? In the midst of all of it, what did we do? We kept showing up. We kept being here in class. We kept going to camp. We kept cutting out on one cun. We kept following orders. We kept getting counsel, like Nashak said. We kept making mistakes and getting checked and getting chastised and getting, trained to be righteous men of the Lord. And here we are, standing and enduring and doing what the Lord said to do. Everybody understands. Keep reading.
Sir, look, 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 13. But rejoice, inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
Now, here's the perspective of a righteous man. Here's the perspective of someone who's prepared for the battle that comes with dedicating your life to the Lord. Peter said, rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's sufferings. Meaning what? When you're in the midst of your trial, you should be thankful. You should be glad that you got to prove yourself. That the Lord cared about you enough to see fit that he would challenge you, that he would send Satan against you. Don't you know in the book of Job, the Lord sent Satan against Job? Why? Because Job was an upright man. Job was righteous. He was evil. Satan said, man, that nigga fall. The Lord said, go try him. Satan said, come on, man, put a hedge around Job. I can't deal with him. The Lord said, man, whatever you want to do, do it. And think about your life. Think about the things that you've had to struggle with since you came into the truth. Think about the difficult things that challenged your whole belief system and your whole idea of what life was supposed to be. Don't you know that came about because the Lord told Satan, go ahead and try him. Go ahead and try him, dog. Bet you can get him. And go ahead and try him. And Satan said, man, y'all can't get him. You gave him everything. Do what you want to do with him. And Satan came and tried you. You understand? Some of us have been tried in ways that I couldn't imagine. But you stuck with the Lord and you've endured and you kept pressing on, which meant what? You showed Satan that he could not break you. You showed Satan, you proved the Lord right. But that fiery trial that you experienced was the Lord sending Satan to prove you. And you stood strong. And Satan, when he loses the battle, got to acknowledge, man, look, he was right. Let me try him again. Peter said that you should be with exceeding joy that you get a chance to partake in Christ's sufferings. Everybody understands that when Christ's glory shall be revealed, you shall be glad also with exceeding joy. Read one more verse.
Okay, verse 14. If ye be reproached for the name of Christ, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of the Most High resteth upon you. On their part, he is evil spoken of. But on your part, he is glorified.
Everybody understands. If ye be reproached for the name of Christ, what does that mean, to be reproached for the name of Christ? What is Peter talking about? Brothers and sisters online, y'all can chime in as well. What does that mean? Peter says, if ye be reproached for the name of Christ. Come on with it.
Be hated for believing, following.
Okay, what does it mean to be hated for believing and following Christ?
For people to look at you in a way different from normal. Instead of working you, say you're crazy, say you're a coat, things like that.
Say that. Say people will disrespect you because you chose to serve the Lord. People will say, oh man, he crazy. We used to be on the streets. They said, man, go get a job. Y'all out here begging, you just angry, you mad at the world. They used to say that. They used to say, why y'all out here being racist? We live in a post-racial society. Barack Obama president, what y'all mad for? And we out there like, ain't nothing changed. We still destroyed. We still on drugs, you know what I'm saying? Speaking about the evils of this society. And because we were standing for the righteousness of the Most High, we were hated. Because we were standing for the righteousness of the Most High, we were disrespected. People said that we was in the cult, that we was crazy, that we didn't know what we was doing. Now look at where we are now. Everything that the men of the Lord and the ISUPK been teaching since 1969, not only is the world witnessing it, but the world is beginning to say the things that we've been saying. They are beginning to acknowledge what it is that we have been speaking on the street for all these years. Everybody understands. If you be reproached for the name of Christ, the name of Christ is like to stand for what Christ stood for, to be who Christ was when he was on the earth, to do what Christ was doing. If you get reproached for that, if you hated for that, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of the Most High rests upon you. On their part, he is evil spoken of, but on your part, he is glorified. Meaning what? When people hate you for standing for the Most High, you know that you're doing something right. When people want to argue with you and battle with you and debate with you, I watch the work that, Captain Tazaryak and brothers like Officer Gadayawan and Officer Tabawan and these other brothers are doing, battling all of the evils of religion in the world right now. The fact that these people are chasing after us to try and defeat us in battle lets you know that we the ones the Lord chose. That we the ones the Lord are with. You understand? That's scripture that the shock pulled in Acts the 19th chapter, where the man said, I know Christ and I know Peter, but I don't know you. Guess what? You get in a battle with somebody and they try to prove you wrong in the scriptures. You only win if you stand with Christ and if you stand with Paul. You understand? The demon in somebody trying to battle you has to recognize that they cannot defeat you. That whatever their lies are, whatever their doctrine is, whatever their breakdowns are, it can't stand against the truth. Now, how many people have you seen that's not in the truth get confounded? How many people have you seen not in the truth try to battle and go on the street and teach and they get embarrassed and they get shamed? They get shamed. That's the same thing that happened in Acts the 19th chapter. You understand? And now the truth is spread so far, the Lord has given us new tools to utilize. We got the internet. I used to think the internet was just Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. The internet is way more than that. I guess the brothers on apps and on these different platforms doing things that I couldn't imagine. Brothers sitting, Clubhouse and TikTok rooms and threads and it's was Twitter spaces, having conversations, breaking down the scriptures, battling with Christians. And we remain undefeated. Why? Because the Lord is with us. Because we're doing what it is that Christ did. We're following those instructions. We being raised up in that body. You understand? And when you receive the spirit of the Most High and you learn the truth and you stand in it in your righteousness, then we can't be defeated. Everybody understands? All right, let's drop that. Let me get Hebrews. Let's get Hebrews chapter 12. Any brothers in the class got any questions? Y'all can bring them. If there's any questions online, what I'm saying, that's quick, I can go into them till General Muhammad get here. So if y'all got any questions in the class, just raise your hand. If there's no questions in the class, let me know what they got online. All right, but let's get Hebrews chapter 12. Let's start at I think I'm gonna start at verse 3. Let me see. Actually, let's go. Let's get start at verse 3. Let's get Hebrews chapter 12, verse 3.
Okay, so the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 3.
So, like, real quick, let me set the stage for this. This is for brothers and sisters that, are trying to avoid going through the difficulty that you have to go through in order to really become brand new. You know what I'm saying? In order to become who the Lord called you to be, there are some things about yourself that you're going to have to face that you don't want to face. And there's some things that you're going to have to, get counsel about that you're not going to want to get counsel about. There's some things in your mind, ways that you, act, things that you like, stuff that you want to do that is not healthy, that is going to stop you from being who the Lord called you to be. And that thing inside of your mind is going to tell you, man, you in the truth. You stop celebrating Christmas. You ain't eating no pork. You ain't smoking no more weed. And it's going to tell you that that's enough. Brother, it's not. You understand? You have to become a brand new person in order for you to be able to be presentable to the Lord. You understand? And there's things that many of us struggle with overcoming and facing that stops you from becoming who the Lord called you to be. In order for you to truly grow and become who the Lord called you to be, you're going to have to face that thing. And the only way you're going to do it is through the counsel from the men of the Lord. If you avoid it, if you run from it, if you put it off, no matter how long it takes, like Nashak said, eventually you're going to be forced to have to face it. So you could either face your demon your terms, or you could wait until them demons get out of pocket and the Lord have to face them, have to deal with them. Everybody understands? This scripture here is to encourage anybody who knows that they have a demon that they battling, they facing, and they are afraid of going through the process of fighting it. Everybody understands? Come on with it. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 3.
The book of Hebrews chapter 12, verse 3. For consider him that endures such contradiction and proceedings against himself, lest ye be weary and faint in your mind.
Who is him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself? Who had to battle against sinners that lied on him and told things that went completely against everything that he taught and he stood for? Is talking about Christ. Everybody understands? They said Christ was teaching blasphemy, saying that he made himself equal with the Most High. They said that he was teaching that he was the Messiah. He was there in the beginning, and they wanted to unalive him, say that he was, committing a sin. He was not committing a sin. Christ was teaching the truth and trying to let brothers and sisters know that you must become brand new and born into the truth and the knowledge of the Most High and live righteously. And when you do that, you become what the Lord called you to be. That's being one with the Most High. Christ was a man who was living that life and was trying to encourage brothers and sisters to live that life as well. You know who was mad about that? The sinners who refused to change. The ones who refuse to obey the Lord. They love that life where they get to sin and go and sacrifice a lamb. They love that life where they get to go sin and they just have to pay a fee, pay a penalty. Christ came so that we would never have to pay any fees, so that we wouldn't have to sacrifice anymore. Christ came to teach us how to live righteously where there was no more error. Everybody understands? So this is saying, man, think of him that endured the contradiction of sinners against himself, lest you be wearied and faint in your minds. Meaning what? Lest you get weak. Unless you grow tired of having to battle and fight so much to be righteous and to be perfect. Don't get weak. Don't fall short. Everybody understands? Keep reading.
Verse 4. Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin.
Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin. What does that mean? What is Paul saying? Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin. Come on with it.
Like you, sir, he's saying, if you pretty much, if you think that you've really been battling, you haven't battled.
Okay, you on it. How is that saying? How is this saying that though? Give me it in these words. Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin. You said you might think you battling, but you ain't really battling. Break it down. Meaning, make these words clearer. Don't give it to me in your words. Make verse 4 clearer for somebody that might not understand it. Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin. Come on with it.
You're not willing to die.
It's not that you're not willing to die for. You ain't died for. Meaning you serving the Lord ain't caused you to bleed. It ain't caused you to die. You ain't get on no cross. You ain't had your back whipped. You ain't been paraded through the streets and ostracized, and you didn't endure what Christ endured, is what it's saying. So guess what? Whatever you going through, whatever you enduring, it ain't as bad as what Christ went through. Whatever you're going through, whatever you endure, you ain't Salaki, you ain't resisted unto blood. We go out on the streets. Guess what? We do not strive unto blood. Right. We go and teach the truth. What happened to that brother in Acts, the 19th chapter, does not happen to us.
Please, siéntate. Please sit down, everyone. Gracias. Mi nombre es General Mahaimen. Estoy al servicio de el General Yohana. Qué bueno verte. Nosotros somos la Escuela Israelita de Conocimiento Práctico Universal. Comenzamos en 1 Oeste Calle 125, Harlem, Nueva York, desde 1969, debajo del mando de el General Yohana. Carnales, esta es la verdad. Si tú eres hombres españoles, negros o indios nativos, tú eres Israel, el pueblo elegido de Dios. tu madre y tu padre dicen que somos un culto y mantienen su iglesia sin culpa. Pero su iglesia es culpable de todo lo que nos están pasando. Órale, clap it up. Okay. Now I gotta practice these, so stand by. In Creole, all right? Map apprend français à créole parce que remen tout ancien parler français, la vraie juif biblique sont les noirs, latinos et amérindiens. En portugués de Brasil, os verdadeiros judeus da Biblia. Oh, this one I forgot. The Biblia. Oh, I forgot this one, but I know the last part is Huachino. Clap it up. All right, good job. All right, I'll answer your questions. We'll get into the topics tonight. The topics we will cover tonight. Where are we at right now? Nashville, Tennessee, correct? Nashville, Tennessee. Clap it up for Nashville, Tennessee. We're going to go over two things tonight. The first question is, why is the Confederacy still breathing? You brothers and sisters, you live down here in the South. Let me explain to you where you live. You live in the area of the country that has the highest instances of HIV, the highest AIDS, the highest murder rate, the lowest education and the worst poverty, and with the most churches, the most in the country. Now, one day you will realize that that is not a contradiction. That's not a contradiction. That's cause and effect. That's the reason that you have a high murder rate. The reason you have such a high rate of sexually transmitted diseases. The reason your education level is so far below everywhere else in the country is because you have the most churches in the country. We'll go over that as well, please, sis.
Is it the Bible Belt?
Clap it up, clap it up. Hey, right. And they call it the Bible Belt. That's correct. Well, that's cause and effect. We'll go into that tonight, and we will try to figure out why, after so long, after a hard-fought civil war, why is the Confederacy still alive in the South? It's just as alive as it ever was. We're going to try to figure that out tonight. All right. Also, the other topic is, this is for sisters. Get a father before you get a husband. Okay, that is a giant mistake that I've seen so many sisters make in my years in service under Commanding General Yohana. Women rush. They're trying to find a boyfriend, I think, when? 12, 11? By 11 years old, their entire purpose in life is to get a man. Is to find a boyfriend, is to find a boy that likes you. That's your entire purpose in life. The problem, however, is you should find a father first. You should pursue a father before you pursue a husband. I'll show you that tonight in the Bible, please.
So, the daughter.
Yeah. 1 second. Can everyone hear her online, like this sister right here? Let me know if the people online can hear her, all right? Please.
Not too well, sir.
I'm sorry?
Not too well, sir.
How can we fix it, Nashville? Your brother will help you out, all right? Stand by, sis. I just want to make sure everyone hears your question. Well, since we're in Nashville, Tennessee, I ain't been up here in a while. Let's have a drink, Akia.
Oh, sound correct.
Man, I know you waiting for the perfect moment for it. They want to surprise me with it. That's un sorpresa. They want to make a surprise out, right? I understand. But don't surprise me. I'll just bring it up here right now. I'm fine. I'm fine. Just let me know it's here and I'll take it right from you. Gracias. All right. Hey, clap it up for Good job. Gracias. Gracias. Please, gracias. Gracias. The water. Sorry, I might need a little ice if you got it, all right? If you have some ice, please, right? And this one right here. Here you go. I appreciate it, boy. So what? Okay, sis, you ready to rock? Please. Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
Yeah, put the microphone, put it right up there.
biological father.
Mm-hmm. No bueno. Mm-hmm. I got you.
So how can I get her fecal father to get her in? I don't know, like
Yeah. And I'm assuming your daughter is not in the truth. Okay. Well, that's directly to the point I'm trying to make tonight. Your daughter grew up. All of us have parents, right? Two people made each and every one of us, right? But if you're going to find a man, you're going to need a father. Your daughter is still in need of a father. You understand? She still needs one. She has a father, but her father is not equipped to make this kind of decision. And most of us are in that situation, including myself, right? All of us, my parents are not in the truth, right? So all of us were people at one time that were birthed into this world by people who were able to, change our diapers, able to teach us how to walk and talk, but not able to help us with the big decisions in life. You get my point? And we have to thank our parents for doing that. Our parents were good. I don't need that. I think I'm good to go through it. Our parents were good enough, to get us to the point that we could get up and walk and survive and not die. And that's all we need. That's all. Her father was good enough to get her here. And that's that. And we'll take it from here. You get my point? Ella con nosotros now. She's with us now. You get my point? She comes with us, and then she'll get a father. All right. So what you want to do is, if you have a daughter that would like to be married, would like a man, I'm assuming, right? Would like to not be alone for the rest of her life, right? Well, if you have a daughter like that, you tell her, baby girl, don't go seeking a man yet, because you're going to need a father before you get a man. You need someone to help you with this decision. This is not the small decisions in life. This is not your ABCs. This is not going to kindergarten. This is not cross on the green light, not the red. That's not this. Choosing wrong in a relationship is a deadly mistake. It's an absolutely deadly mistake, especially for a woman. A man can sometimes, and most times, triumph over a mistake with a woman because he can get more women. So if he gets a woman and it's a bad time, no problem, he'll get over it. And he's a man, so he's stronger. He's more able to handle, hardships than a woman is. But choosing poorly when it comes to a woman choosing a man, that's a deadly decision. Him choosing the wrong woman might mean he gets his car keys. She comes down to his job and she throws his clothes out the window. You know what happens when a woman chooses the wrong man, right? Right, they die. They get beat to death. They get wrapped up. I think, what age was I when the first sister I knew was in love with this man, and we were looking for her. Her name was Jennifer, back in North Philly. And they were looking for her, and she was wrapped up in a shower curtain in the closet because she loved this guy, but he was a drug addict. But she loved him, and everyone was looking for Jennifer, and they found her wrapped up in a shower curtain. Do you understand? So find a father first. I pray you understand. There's a way to end this. I pray you understand. Find a father first. Find someone who is not emotional, who doesn't think he's cute, who doesn't think this boy has the nicest Jordans on, and because of his sneakers, you should have sex with him. You're going to need a grown man to help you choose a man, because that decision is too big for a little girl. Because little girls make terrible decisions. They choose a boy because he's cute, because of his car, because he has weed. Sometimes a woman chooses a boy simply because he's there. You get my point? Just he works here. He sits right here. So he's getting it. You understand? And which is the same reason that so many women float into lesbianism. Simply because they're there. You understand? If she's there and she's got a football jersey on, and she's willing to call me on the phone, good enough. I just want someone to be here. You need a father first before you get a man. You understand, right? Good to go. ¿Me entiendes? Good. Any questions in the room? But I'll get into my topics. After I answer all your questions. Anytime you're ready. Estoy a su servicio. I'm here to serve. Let me answer your questions. Who has them? Nashville, Tennessee. Captain in the back.
About the fall of the Hasmonean dynasty. Pharisees and Sadducees. After the Maccabean Revolution, Esau and the world called their authority after that time. Took my land back to the Greeks. About 50 years before Christ was when the Romans retook over Israel. He put Antipas, who was Herod's father, in power, the Edomite. So when Christ is battling with the Pharisees and Sadducees, he tells them that you're following the devil. Part of that is some of them are mixed in with those Edomites. I'm putting authority. Can I teach that?
No, you can't teach that. I'll tell you why, because then, of course, you can't use that for the Christians today. right? And he was not speaking about their lineage. You get my point? He was speaking about their conduct. It's like saying someone is a son of a bitch, right? That's a term everyone knows. Now, I don't mean your mother is actually a dog. You get because a bitch is a dog. What I mean is you're a terrible person, so I'm insulting you. That's why he said you are of your father the devil. The lust of your father you will do. He is a murderer from the beginning. Speaking about Cain murdering his brother. And he's talking to the religious leaders who are murdering their brothers today. That's the point. You want to think their conduct, not blood lineage. Go ahead.
So more sellout and traitor.
There you go, warrior. That's it. That's sellouts and traitors. Absolutely. And now you take that straight to the Christian church down here in Nashville, Tennessee. Tell them the exact same thing. Is there anything else? Please, algo más. Anything else? Let's go, please. Please.
If you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
You taught blasphemy against the Holy Spirit.
Right.
And for his, it was seems like taking credit. God said, you gave his word.
No, that's not blaspheming the Holy Spirit. No, a blaspheme is an insult. Just think that. If you blaspheme someone, you insult someone, right? Just look up any precept where it says you blaspheme this. Jesus Christ said, any blaspheme that you make against man will be forgiven you. But if you blaspheme the Holy Spirit, that shall not be forgiven. It's an insult. The reason that the comparison thing you're talking about is because Jesus Christ, what did he do? He rose a man from the dead. I believe that's what happened right there, right? Or he cast a demon out of someone, right? I think that was it. He cast the demon out of a man. And so when the Pharisees saw that he cast the demon out of a man, they said, this man doeth this work by the power of Beelzebub, meaning they're saying, yeah, he cast the demon out of somebody, but Satan is the one that gave him the power to do it. So they're insulting the power that cast the demon out of the man. They're not insulting Jesus Christ. They're insulting the power that cast the demon out of that man through Jesus Christ. They could have said, Jesus Christ is Satan, and they would be forgiven. But if they said, this man doeth this by the power of Beelzebub, then they're insulting God, because God cast the demon out of that man. That's the point, all right? So insulting God means you got to pay for it. Go ahead.
Because that being said, is that why Moses did not make it to the promised land?
No, that's not why Moses didn't. Moses did not blaspheme the Holy Spirit. Moses took credit for something that God did. When he should have used that opportunity to exalt God, he exalted himself. And that's why he did not make it into the kingdom. It's right in front of you. If you need me to break it down for you, of course I will. Just let me know.
Moses didn't make the promised land because he took credit for the Most High by insult.
Exactly. In the scripture, it says, thou could have used this as an occasion to draw my people unto me. But instead, he drew them unto himself, which meant he wasn't making the kingdom. There's an amazing amount of responsibility with being in charge. It's a heavy, heavy burden if you're doing it right. It's much like being a husband. Being a husband is very similar to being a captain, an officer of 5,000. It's very difficult if you're doing it well. It's easy if you're terrible at it. You get my point? If you're a terrible husband, you can get 20 wives. What difference will it make? You're not going to see any of them anyway. You can just get 1,000 women because you're never going to go see any of them. So you'll think that you're a Mac Daddy from the 80s because you have 1,000 women in 1,000 cities. Why? Because you're a terrible husband. So you can just keep doing this all the time. But to be a good husband, before you know it, you'll say, I'm butter spread out over too much bread. You get I can't eat another bite. You understand? Because you're doing it well, and doing it well is hard. Doing it well is difficult. And being a captain or officer of 5,000 is the same. If you're going to do it well, it's going to be hard because you're going to always have to be self-deprecating, always belittling yourself, always serving someone else, always putting the needs of your camp before yourself, always thinking of opportunities to help them. And because of that, you're not helping yourself. And that's difficult if you do it the right way. You understand? Anything else? Hay algo más? Hay algo más, please, sis? You might need the microphone, sis. Someone help her out, please.
Anyway, sir, I just wanted to say thank you very much to you and the ISUPK because my first experience with anyone in the ISUPK was this past Passover.
Okay.
And in the first class, you said something about you don't allow people to smoke.
Mhm.
And I've been a smoker of cigarettes for 30 plus years. There's not a day that passed that I did not smoke a pack of cigarettes.
Outstanding. Give her a hand. Give her a hand. Well done, sis.
And my children from the oldest to youngest never told me a day in their life without a cigarette. So it's because of you and that doctor.
Most high in Christ.
Sister in Houston, I called him respectful and all people trees and also that I was about nightmares and dreams. I really thank you all for
Most
that.
high in Christ. Most high in Christ. Give her a hand. Yes. Well said. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I. Go ahead. Damn right, sis.
My main question is, how can we tell between trying to help someone and introduce them into the truth, and where is the line between like having no fellowship with her believer?
I got you. This is how you know. The Bible says, "Be ye not therefore unevenly yoked with unbelievers." So you just want to understand that concept. You have a friend that's in the world with you. Now you are trying to pull them into the truth. You're telling them about what Commanding General Yohanan and the UPK did for you. You're telling them to come to the Passover, to come to class. You're pulling them, right? But then they start to pull you because they want you to stop going to class. They want you to start smoking again. They want you to do this and do that with them. There will come a time in most cases when one of you will begin to pull stronger on the other. So either you will start to pull her harder over to the right, or she will begin to pull you over to the left. When you feel her pulling you more, then have no fellowship with her. Stay away from her. Like now you're risking your life and your sobriety now. By her pulling on you, you'll feel it. You'll feel the pressure, the anxiety of being around her and what she does to you and how she makes you feel. And you'll start to feel that this friendship is pulling on you. Then you have to stop. You understand? Good to go. Anything else? Questions, please. Preguntas. In the back, please, boy.
If you ever brother has more than one career, to take on affections to the real in front of the other real.
Okay, that's a in specific question, right? But we're in general setting, so I'll have to answer it in general. Okay, in general, I would never do that.
Okay,
that's in general. You get the point. Now it might vary to your situation. And once again, you a Mac Daddy from the 80s. Now you might be like, mwah, 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 mwah. You passing out sugar. Hey, listen, maybe it's fine. Like I don't know your situation. Your ribs might not mind. Right? It might be normal. And that can happen. That can happen where they don't feel that feeling of jealousy or envy or competition. And maybe it's just no big deal. All right. But even with children, if you have daughters, have you heard of daughters? Now, if you give one of those daughters a kiss in front of the other one, just glance at her face and look at her burning a hole through your mind. Because now she's angry at you because even with little children, they have sibling rivalry. You get my point. And many times what I find is that the division that happens between women who share the same man, many times is caused by the man. The man is causing them to hate each other. His men are lazy. Have you heard of that term before? They're lazy. And so men like convenience. You get my point? So of course you don't feel like waiting. You want to just kiss everybody because that's easier. Right? It's just easier just to kiss everybody, not to have to go through the pretense and the work of making sure that they aren't against each other. And so because men are so inherently lazy, you will do the thing that is easier for you. Just like I said about being a bad husband. If you're a bad husband, hell, you kiss everybody. What difference does it make to you? You're fine. But if you're going to be a good husband, you're thinking about, if I do this, then I will divide them. I'm going to be the reason that they don't get along because I'm doing things to make them jealous of each other, to make them compete with each other, right? So in general, I would never kiss one wife in front of the other one, never under any circumstance at all, ever. That's in general. You get the point, right? Anything else? Hay algo más? Any other questions? Questions online? I'm sorry, young warrior right here. You got it up. Please, please. You might need the microphone, I think. You good to go? Go ahead then. Mm-hmm.
Say, P, Braves, Slaughter.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 1 second now. Can they hear him more? Can you, let me know if they hear him, okay? Let me know online if you hear the young brother, all right? Keep going. All right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's home.
Yeah.
Anyway, and in verse 15, they see the call.
I got you. I'll break it down for you. Just so you know, so in the UPK, the brother said it earlier, we don't give our takes on things. I'm going to teach you the breakdown that I was taught. So that's what will happen. Just right now, I'm about to tell you exactly what was taught to me. Okay, so just tell me wherever you want to start at.
All right, Salaki, sir.
No time, no problem.
On Acts 10, verse 14 and 15.
Okay.
So this is Acts 10,
Mm-hmm.
verse 14. But Peter said, not so, Lord, for I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean.
Okay.
Verse 15. And the voice spake unto him again the second time, what God hath cleansed, that call not thou common.
And the Christian that showed this to you, what was the point they were trying to make by reading this precept?
She was saying that it's not what go into us, but we can eat swine. In so many words, she was saying we can eat pig, that we can eat whatever we want to eat, because God cleans it.
So I could eat your son.
Basically, that's what she's saying.
Hand him over.
Nah.
No, okay, he's with that. Oh, you ain't hearing that, huh? Give him a hand. That's a start. You ain't gonna just let me eat you, young man, right? Okay, I understand. That's the point. Our Christians are saying you can eat whatever you want, but of course, if I can eat whatever I want, then I could eat rats, cats, dogs, children, because I could eat whatever I want. And am I saying something that people don't do? Oh, there are absolutely people that are cannibals. You've heard of them before. They're in Africa, everywhere in Africa. They're cannibals and they eat people. Would that be wrong according to this precept to eat a person in Africa? Is cannibalism wrong? Would she say it's wrong? She would. She absolutely would say it. If you tell her to eat a rat, she'll say no. Tell her to eat a monkey, she'll say no. She won't, right? Why won't she? Do you know why? Why? Because it's nasty, but how could it be nasty? That thou shalt not call common what I have made clean. How could you say eating a monkey or eating your young boy right there is nasty? God said, thou shalt not call common what I made clean. Thou shalt not call unclean what I made clean. So I can absolutely be a cannibal, right? So we should eat kids. Okay, fine. Next question. Let's eat some kids, brother. You look tasty. You look like you might put a little salt, barbecue sauce on you. General Cabal ain't gonna like it. What's your question, young brother?
Like you said, like how people eat pork, right?
Uh-huh.
So they know how pork has parasites in it, and they still eat it after they go into the hospital. I don't know why.
Well, I'll explain, because to the young brother's question, Christians really are just trying to justify the sin they like. They haven't even considered that saying that about this precept means I could be a cannibal. I could eat cats and rats and dogs and roaches, and I could absolutely eat people, and it would make it lawful. Christians have not even thought about it that heavy. They just want to eat bacon. If you would like, I'll tell you what this precept is actually talking about. Would you like that, young brother? All right, we want to go up above it a little bit, okay? Go up above it to what Peter had a dream. All right, start there.
Chapter 10, verse 9. On the morrow.
I'm sorry.
Acts chapter 10, verse 9. On the morrow. Went on their journey. Drew nigh unto the sea. Peter went up upon the housetop. About the 6th hour. Verse 10. And he became very hungry and would have eaten, but while they made ready, he fell into a trance. Verse 11. And saw heaven open and a certain vessel descending unto him.
So Peter is having a dream. He was hungry. He fell asleep while he was hungry and had a dream. And he sees a vessel, like imagine a big sheet or a big, plate, right? It's coming down from heaven, coming down from the sky. Keep going.
Come on, sir. As it had been a great sheet knit at the four corners and let down to the earth. This is verse 12. Wherein were all manner of four-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things, and fowls of the air.
So he said he sees all four-footed beasts, creeping things, all manner of birds. They're on this sheet. Keep going.
Come is 13. And there came a voice to him, Rise, Peter, kill and eat.
He hears a voice say, kill and eat these unclean animals. Keep going.
Verse 14. But Peter said, Not so, Lord.
Peter said what?
Not so, Lord.
Now that's heavy. Why is that heavy that Peter said that first? Because Peter was trained by who?
Christ.
Jesus Christ, right? Was with him up until the day he was crucified. And Peter had a dream about him eating an unclean animal, and he said no to God.
So, Lord.
Not so, Lord. He said no. Keep going.
Not so, Lord. For I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean.
Remember, he was trained by Jesus Christ, and he had never eaten pork, never eaten shrimp, never. And so as God tells him to do it, he tells God no, because I've never done that before. Continue.
Okay, sir. This is verse 15. The voice spake unto him again the second time. What God hath cleansed, that call not thou common.
And the voice said again, what I cleanse, you're not allowed to call dirty or common or unclean, because I've cleansed it. What I have made clean, you cannot call dirty. That's what he's saying. Keep going.
This is verse 16. This was done thrice.
That's 3 times this happened. The voice said, eat it. Peter said no. The voice said, eat it. Peter said no. The voice said, eat it. Peter said no. Keep going.
And the vessel was received up again into heaven.
Then the vessel went back up into the sky. Go ahead.
So this is verse 17. Now while Peter doubted in himself what the vision which he had seen should mean.
What does that mean? Right. What does that mean right there? While Peter doubted in himself what this vision should mean. Translate that into me today. What does that mean?
Okay. So like, sir, he was saying like he felt that he was doing the right thing.
He doubted what the vision meant. What does that mean?
When he got the vision, he was down eating unclean foods. He was down.
Okay, you have dreams all the time, right? Right. You ever wake up from a dream and you might be flying, and you're thinking to yourself, "What does that dream mean? Does that dream mean, I want to be free? Does that dream mean, are these numbers in my dream? Is this the number? Is God giving me these numbers to play these numbers? You've had that dream before, I'm assuming, right? Where you're thinking, damn, what does this mean? You know, does this mean I should play these numbers? Does this mean I'm gonna get fired tomorrow? Does this mean I shouldn't drive to work because something bad might happen? You've had that dream before where you have a dream, but you realize something about the dream when you wake up. What do you realize? That the dream is not literal. It means something. It means something else. Peter doubted. He did not know what the dream meant.
Okay.
The Christian woman assumes it means eat whatever you want to eat.
Okay.
Peter didn't do that. Peter was trying to think, what does this mean? See, Christians read Acts 10 and 34. They don't doubt about what it means. They read it and they go to eating that hog from the nose to the damn back end. The entire thing. Peter did not wake up from the dream and ask for ham hocks, right? What did he do when he woke up? He what?
He doubted.
He doubted what it meant. He said to himself, I had a dream about God telling me to eat everything. I don't know what that meant. What does a Christian do when they read that verse? Pull out the fork and a hog, right? They don't doubt. They read it and they start eating, right? That's not what Peter did. Peter is sitting there after he woke up thinking, damn, God told me to eat unclean things. I said no every time. What does this mean? What is this dream really about? Now keep going.
Okay. Come on, sir. Verse 17. Now while Peter doubted, while Peter doubted, you know what I'm saying?
Go on, bro.
Vision which he had seen should meet behold, the men which were sent from Cornelius had made inquiry for Simon's house.
While he's thinking about what the dream meant, men from Cornelius asked where he lived. That was his surname, Simon Peter, right? They're asking, while he's thinking about it, some man says, does Simon Peter live here? Men that Cornelius sent. Now, Cornelius was a brother who was in the Roman military. He was a black or Latino man in the Roman military, just like a black cop or a black Marine or a black person in the army, right? And he's looking for Peter. Keep going.
Okay. Come, sir. And stood before the gate.
And he's standing outside of the gate of Peter's home. Continue.
Come, sir. This is verse 18. And called and asked whether Simon, which was surnamed Peter, were lost. Verse 19. While Peter thought on the vision, the Spirit said unto him, oh, 3 men seek thee. This is verse 20. Rise, therefore, and get thee down with them, doubting nothing.
While he's thinking about what the dream means, a voice from God tells him, 3 men are looking for you. Get down off of this roof and go with them and don't doubt anything about that. Go with these 3 men. Keep going.
Come on, sir. For I have sent them.
For God sent these 3 men. Keep going. I think it's in the car.
Then Peter went down to the men which were sent unto him and said, behold, shall be whom ye seek. What is the cause? Wherefore, this is verse 22. And they said, Cornelius, the centurion, a just man.
Cornelius was a centurion. So
centurion.
Centurion is a Roman soldier, right? Keep going.
Centurion, a just man.
A what?
A just man.
This is a good man. He's not like these crooked cops, like that Bishop Nate from the IUIC. He's a crooked cop, like a ton of crooked cops I'm sure you have down here in Nashville, right? That beat you up and steal your money. Not Cornelius. He was a centurion, but he wasn't crooked. He was just. He was fair. Continue.
Kind of a con, sir. And one that feareth God.
And he feared God. Keep going.
And of good report among all the nation of the Jews.
Once again, the Jews didn't look at him like this crooked cop that, robs drug dealers and then sells the drugs back to the drug dealers, like a ton of cops do everywhere. Like a ton of cops are the reason that there's drugs, because this cop is forcing you to pay him. This cop is beating you drugs, and then now he sells it back to you. That's happening everywhere in the country. That's a crooked cop. This brother had a good reputation among all the Jews. He was a fair and just Roman centurion. Continue.
Colonel McCon, sir. Was warned from God by an holy angel to send for thee into his house and to hear first of thee.
So an angel told Cornelius to send these brothers to Peter. Now I'm going to skip you down for the point. Skip down to I myself am a Jew and would never keep company with someone of another nation. Find that is right farther down. If someone else sees it, tell them where it is.
Colonel McCon.
Go ahead.
Colonel McCon. The water. This is Acts chapter 10, verse 28. And he said unto them, ye know how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation.
To one of a what?
One of another nation.
Cornelius was of another nation. How was he of another nation? Because he dressed like a Roman, was with the Romans, worked for the Romans. He was of Rome. He was in the world. And the Jews didn't talk to people in the world. Now, if you were eating pork and you were a sinner, they stayed away from you. They considered you unclean. They considered you a sinner. You get my point? Keep going.
Okay.
Also, Peter was trained by who? Jesus Christ. And Peter would not even go around a Roman centurion. He would not even go around him, which tells you about the kind of man that trained him. You get my point? Continue. I appreciate it.
But God hath showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean.
Was Peter going to go with these three men?
Was he going to go?
Did he decide that he was, was he going to go with them? Now, even though he wouldn't, I'm fine, warrior. Even though he wouldn't usually go with them, right? But why did he decide that he was going to go with them? Because God showed him what?
And told him, don't doubt.
God showed him that whatever I clean, call thou that now common. Meaning, when did God show him that?
After the dream.
The dream. What was the dream actually about?
Some men coming.
That's what the dream was about. The dream was not about eating anything. The dream was about these three men. It's right in front of you. Read it one more time. Remember, that's the same verse the Christian pulled, right? It says above it, and then read that part.
Okay, Colonel McCon. It's Acts chapter 10.
For thou know.
All right. Acts chapter 10. Verse 28. And he said unto them, ye know how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a company or come unto one of another nation. But God hath showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean.
What was the dream about?
Oh, common or unclean.
There you go. So what was the dream really about? Was it about ham? Was it about ham hocks and chitlins? So, and surely, you know, God doesn't need to give you a dream to eat chitlins, does he? No, because you're going to eat them just automatically. You're going to eat chitlins because you're from Alabama, right? That's what you said. You said, I'm from Alabama. I've seen the whole hog inside and out, the spirit of the hog, the ghost. You eat the ghost of that hog. Yes. So God doesn't need to eat a hog, right? Because you're going to eat that anyway, right? This dream was not about hogs. It was about accepting people that you would not usually accept. You see, righteous men like Peter would not ever be around a cop. He would never go around a police officer ever. He would not do that because police officers are what?
Pigs.
Oh, pig, give him a hand. That's a good one. I didn't even think of that one. That was excellent. I didn't even see this. I didn't even make the connection. Yes, pigs, cerdo, puerco. Yeah, that's correct. They're pigs, but not this one. You get the point? This one is not fair. He just works for the white man.
Okay.
So go with him.
Okay.
When I clean something, it's clean. And it's not about pigs. You understand, right? Good to go? Well done. And you're doing an excellent job training your children, brother. You're an excellent father to teach your children something better than that was taught to you.
Wow.
Well done. Give him a hand.
Wow.
All right. Please, sis. Microphone.
Does that scripture study to show thyself approved, can that be fulfilled by me coming to class consistently?
Absolutely. That's how you do it. Shalom, brother. Shalom. Good to
Because
see
I
you.
feel like I read my word more when it was confusing and I was in
Yeah.
Christianity. I just come to class now.
Yeah, that's why we have a school and not a church.
Okay.
You get the point? We're teaching in here. This is not a place of entertainment.
Right.
Church is entertainment.
Okay.
Church sometimes can be very good entertainment. There's some on my phone, come up on my phone every day with these women wearing bouncy dresses. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, they jamming something good. And what's something about in the meeting? What is the meeting? Some song called The Meeting. They meeting, it's the meeting, and it's a bouncy dress. That's all I could tell you. And it is very entertaining. Right? You see that, you know what I'm talking about. The dresses go up and down like this, and you don't know what I'm talking about. And it's some song that says, and the meeting on the weekend, we going to the meeting. Anyway, they're Christians and they're very entertaining, right? Because they can sing and they can dance and they can play various instruments. Church is very entertaining. The problem is you don't learn anything. That's the problem. And you of course, entertainment from any place. But the knowledge of God can only be gotten in this place. You understand?
Yes.
So you're
Can I ask
correct.
one more?
Please.
Do you think it's easier to bring into the truth one of our brothers and sisters who's stuck in Christianity or one of the fake Hebrew Israelites? Like, where should I focus?
It's okay. I mean, I've never seen a difference in it. I've never seen a difference in my experience under Commanding General Yohana between a person that's in a fake Israelite group or a person that goes to church. I'm going to crush both of them. So what difference does it make? I've never seen it to where a fake Israelite is more difficult to bring in. I've never seen it that a fake Israelite is easier to bring in. It's just, they're just all in the world. And you want to just think about it like, many times when you're young in the truth, you kind of can look at fake Israelites as different than Christians. And that can be a mistake because then you'll, of course, treat them differently as opposed to just treating them like anyone who's lost. That's it. They're lost. They don't have the truth. They should come to class with you so they can find the truth.
Okay.
That's the point.
Thank you.
All right. Good to go. Anything else? Shalom, boy. Good to see you all. I'm trying to grasp. You need me up? Question. Please. They need to give you the microphone. All right. Go ahead.
It's like the general. I want to know a question about what type of material that we build our houses and in our buildings.
In the Bible?
Come on, sir.
Okay, there are precepts about that. Like there's a precept that says that when you build a building, you have to build a scaffold. That's a law. It's a law in the Old Testament that whenever you build a building, you have to build a scaffold. And I believe there's a law that you cannot go above 3 stories.
3 stories. Come on.
That sounds familiar to me. I haven't seen it in years, but that sounds familiar. Like you have to have a scaffold and it cannot go over 3 stories. That's what I remember, but we can go look at it and there's more. But that's what I recall.
So like the tall buildings that we see in America,
we would not build those. No.
Come.
We would not build giant buildings that some lunatic can climb up to the top of.
Come.
We would not do that in our kingdom.
Come.
Our buildings would be 3 stories, so your kids maybe will live if they fall out the goddamn window.
Come.
You get the point. All right, good to go.
Through water.
Anything else? Young warrior, what's your question? From Canada. You from Canada, correct? Give Canada a hand up north. Go ahead.
Okay, so if let's say you try and get your friend into the truth, right?
Say that one more time.
Try and get your friend into the truth, and they're open to the idea, but there's like no like brother or sister, like brother in Canada. What do you do?
I got you. Well, there are a couple of brothers in Canada. Who?
Like, cause I'm in Toronto. And
You're in Toronto, right?
Con.
Is Toronto in Canada?
Con.
Well, then you're the brother we have in Canada, right? If you're in Canada, then the UPK is in Canada. Like, don't think about it like because you're young, you might think, well, there are no brothers here, but we do have one brother there, right? Which is you. So then if you're in Canada and you're the only brother, then you bring him into the truth. Then it's your job. You've been chosen to do it because how do you know for a fact you've been chosen to do it?
So I'm in the truth.
And there's no one else there to do it, right? You get my point. Now we do have brothers in Canada. There's an ISUPK Canada. You can go talk to them and give them the phone number. But in general, don't ever feel like you need another brother to come do it if you're right there. You do it. All right, let's see. Beata tu dinero. Come get some of this cash. Give him a hand. All right. I can't be here all night. We're gonna start with this here. All right, now come on, have a seat. All right, where we at now? Next. Any questions online? Young brother right here. Do I have any out of headquarters? Ephraim, you getting it on?
Yes, sir. We do. We have a few of the zones with us. We got a question
All right,
from.
Who's with us, Ephraim?
We got Haiti with us.
Oh, Haiti. Give Haiti a hand. Ephraim, you got it?
Come on, sir. We got Virginia with us.
VA, give VA a hand.
Syracuse.
Say it again, Ephraim.
Syracuse.
Syracuse, New York. Give him a hand. Go ahead.
Chicago in here with us.
Who else?
We got Chicago, sir.
Chi-Town. Give Chi-Town a hand.
Montreal.
Montreal, Canada. Give him a hand, Montreal.
Killeen.
Killeen, Texas. Give him a hand.
And Florida in here with us.
Give Florida a hand. Gator bait. Let's get it. Any questions, Akim?
Yes, sir. Haiti has a question.
Haiti, you're up, please.
Shalom, Adawan, Yaba Shem Shabbat. If I may,
how was my pronunciation in Creole, Haiti? It was terrible. Give it to me straight.
Sir. It was 99%. 99%.
I'm working on it. Give him a hand.
What the last word is Haitien. You said
Haitien. Haitien. Haitien is Haiti, right?
Haitien is Haitian.
Haitien is Haitian. And Haiti is Haiti. Haitien is Haitian.
Come on,
okay, Haitien. Okay, please.
You said everything else to Wab, sir. Most High in Christ.
Most High in Christ. The water word. You got it.
If I may, sir, I wanted to know what is the precept that we use to say the prophecy about friends separating from the union, sir. I know we
I say it one more time about friends separating from the UPK.
Hell no, sir. About friends.
Okay, go ahead.
Friends.
Say it again. France.
Sir. About friends.
Français in Creole.
Français. Come on, sir.
Français. Go ahead.
About them separating from the union, sir, from the European Union, I believe.
Oh, man. Okay, hold on. General Hazayan would know this answer. France is the something. Their biblical name is the something, Haiti, but I cannot recall it. The something. I ask General Hazayan for this breakdown all the time. He sends it to me on my phone. But I can't recall Haiti.
Not Gaul, I don't want.
Not Gaul. No, it's a biblical name. Like all of the names for Europe are in the Bible. The so-called white man stole the names of another people. He doesn't have a culture. He steals other people's culture. And France is something else. You officers, you had an officer's test now. It's on the test. I remember. Come on, Chi-Town. It sounds right. I think it might be Gomer. You want to look for Gomer? I'm about 75% sure the warrior is right. It is Gomer in the Bible, and Gomer, and it's in that Ezekiel 37 about when the fish is turned back and Gomer will come against them. Look up Gomer, I think, in Ezekiel. I believe that's where the precept is, all right?
Cut out of what color, sir?
Gomer, yeah, Gomer sounds right. That sounds right. Let me see if Howard's texting me right now. Hold on. Ezekiel 38, this is Texas. Yatazak, Gomer, right. Yatazak said it is Gomer, right. Gomer is, Yatazak said it's Ezekiel 38 and 6. Go with that, all right?
The water out of one.
No sweat. Anything else?
La sir, not for now.
Who made the food? Well, let's pep it up for the mystery book. She only won credit for it. It's so delicious.
It's like it's
any questions in the room? Go ahead, Ephraim. Any questions online?
Sir, in General Q dropped the scripture Deuteronomy 22:8 on the previous question. When thou buildest a new house, then thou shalt make a battlement, and he put in parentheses a parapet or a guardrail for thy
That's
roof.
it. There you go.
Kind.
That's the one. Good to go. Anything else? Hay algo más?
Sir, we got a question in Dallas.
Dallas, Big Texas, give him a hand.
It's like I said, Dallas may have fallen off. We'll see if they rejoin. Like, sir, we got a question from Florida.
Okay. I'm ready.
Hey, Shalom, Yahabashim Yashar Baktah. What's going on, sir?
Good to see you, warrior.
You too, sir. Salaki Adawan, I have a question in Genesis chapter 49 and verse 10. I'm sorry, verse 11. This is about the tribe of Judah, the prophecy. Verse 11 is jamming me up a little bit. It says, binding his foal onto the vine and his ass's coat onto the choice vine, he washed his garments in wine and his clothes in the blood of grapes.
Well, let me I'm sorry, you want to know what this means?
Sir.
Right. Well, when you read Genesis 49, right? The best way to understand Genesis 49 is to think about stereotypes. Right. There are what we call today stereotypes about each tribe. Deuteronomy 33 are about blessings. You got two precepts in the Bible that describe who the 12 tribes are. You have Genesis 49 that will talk about vast generalizations about the tribes of Israel, and they will completely fit who that tribe is today. Then Deuteronomy 33 will talk about the blessing that God gave those particular tribes. Now, you put those together, you're going to know that Judah is the so-called Negro, Ephraim are the Puerto Ricans, Issachar are the Mexicans, the Simeonites are the Dominicans, and so on and so forth. So this one, I'll break this one down for you, okay? Start with, go ahead.
Sir, I was saying sir.
Okay, you go ahead and read it back to me, and I'll break it down now for you, okay?
Yes, sir.
Please.
Genesis chapter 49 and verse 11. Binding his foal unto the vine.
What is a foal? You know what that is?
Is that
a foal is a young horse. A foal is a young horse. It's like a colt. A foal and a colt are similar things. I think one of them might be a male or a female. I don't know. I don't know a damn thing about horses. Y'all down here in the country, you tell me what a horse is. I'm from North Philly. Anyway, it's some type of horse. All right. So Judah, he binds his foal, his horse, to the vine. What is a vine synonymous with? What are we talking about with a vine? A grapevine, right? A grapevine. What do grapevines make? Wine. So he has his horse, and your horse is, back before there were cars, you needed that horse. It was very important to you. Well, he binds his foal, his colt, to the grapevine. He ties it to the vine, right? His livelihood, his life is tied to wine. Keep going.
And his ass's colt onto the choice.
An ass's colt is a donkey. A young donkey is an ass's colt. So a young donkey, important. You have to have it, or else you're not going to survive because you need that. You need that donkey to survive. You need it, and he ties that donkey to the choice vine. What's a choice vine, warrior?
His favorite,
the best wine.
Okay.
Not that cheap wine y'all drink down there. What's that wine y'all love to drink? What's that one in the giant can? Don't act like you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Say again. Say again. No, not that's too good, I think. What's the one with the 911? The beer that's in a can. It's a beer. Say again. 211. Sir, not that. Okay. I'm talking about good wine, expensive wine. And that's choice wine. He ties his ass's coat to the best wine, to the best vine, because the best vines make the best wine. The best grapes make the best wine. You get that point, right up? Keep going.
He washed his garments in wine.
Boy, this point is getting made, I think, right now about the tribe of Judah. Let's keep going. He washes his clothing in what?
In blood.
Read it again.
He washed his garments in wine. So, in the best wine.
In the best wine. His clothing is washed in wine. He ties his horse to the vine. He ties his ass's coat to the best vines. He washes his clothing in wine. Keep going.
And his clothes in the blood of grapes.
And what do you do with the blood of grapes?
You make wine with it?
You make wine with those, young brother. Keep going.
His eyes shall be red with wine.
I think we're making a point here. His eyes are red with wine. Meaning what? He's drinking. How do you know he's drinking, young brother?
Because his eyes are red.
His eyes, they used to call it bloodshot. Do y'all still use that term? Bloodshot red. That's what gets you arrested when you're driving that car drunk. Because the cop pulls you over and he looks at your eyes, and your eyes are bloodshot red. You're going to jail. Keep going.
And his teeth white with milk.
And his teeth are white with milk. He has a big smile. I got a feeling the Lord is trying to say that brothers from the tribe of Judah like to drink. So I hear. Anything else?
That's it on it. The water, General.
No problem. Questions?
So we got a few questions in the comments as well. A quick question. Sister asked, Salaki, sir, if I may, when should we listen to our gut?
Yeesh. Now that's an in specific question, right? But let me just answer it in general. Never. Don't ever listen to that stupid gut that you have. That gut is dumb. Never trust yourself. It's a terrible, terrible way to live where you trust your instinct. A lot of you think you got magic. I've met you. I think you're X-Men. Somebody called me. What's somebody told me something they had? It wasn't intuition. It was some word like intuition. It was some word, I don't know, but it's some stupid garbage that means intuition, and it's stupid. You don't have intuition. You're not an X-Man. You don't have magical powers to understand things. You trust your gut. I would never trust my gut. I would never trust my feelings. Oh, I got a feeling about this. I don't do that. So now, once again, that's an in general answer to a specific question. In general, never trust your gut ever. Yes, please. That's like Judge. You must have heard me talking about drinking. You seem like you from the tribe of Judah. You seem like you have a drink. You seem like you have a drink every now and again. Well, I thought you might. Yeah. He looked. He seemed like he. What you want to say?
He has telepathy.
He knew. He knew. His gut told him I wanted that scotch. Is there anything else? Any other questions?
Colonel Khan, a sister asks, is Satan considered a demon?
Is what?
Is Satan considered a demon?
Satan is the Lord of demons, Baal-zebub, meaning the Lord of demons. That's what Beelzebub means. You've heard that term before. Beelzebub means the Lord of demons. Satan is in charge of demons. Demons are thoughts. Demons are your gut. That's your gut, demons. A little voice in your brain that just gives you a feeling that you should just make one more bet to make that parlay. You really are going to hit this week. I just know it. I just know it. I got a good feeling about this. That's a demon trying to just destroy your family and take all your money from you. This woman, this woman, you know what? She really, she contacted me. That's a dummy. Somebody, if someone says, why do you want this woman? She came into my inbox. She comes in everybody's inbox. And everybody, the rest. They come in her inbox too. You understand me? You can't choose a woman because you got just a feeling about her. Oh, it's women, you forget about this. Women, this your whole life making decisions based on this. Your whole life is making decisions based on, I just got a good feeling about, it's just something about him. You're an idiot. Right? Demons are thoughts that come into your brain that are not substantiated, that are not backed by facts. And there is no father in your life that can tell you that this thought you have is foolishness. All right? That's what a demon is. A demon is your gut. Is there anything else? Please, young warrior, give him a hand. Looking good as ever. Getting younger than me all the time. Go ahead.
Wondering if, how can you tell the difference if a demon's talking to you or if the Lord is talking to you?
That's an excellent question. I'll tell you what. Now, this is a in general question, not specific, right? In specific, it's better. It's better to deal with this specific thing. But in general, this is how you know. What you want to do is remember this. The Bible says, in the multitude of counselors, objectives are achieved. If you could just do something that's so hard to do, and I'm going to try to explain it to you. If you could not trust yourself, if you could tell yourself, I have terrible instincts. I have horrible instincts. Imagine if you had no confidence about decisions. You just didn't have any. And you look at yourself like, I'm the stupidest mother effer that the Lord ever made. Boy, let me check. Let me do a double check. That double check is what saves lives. It's like you know what you want, right? You know that you might want to do this or do that, but you don't trust yourself. You don't have the confidence in your inner thought and your inner, voice to go with it. So you do a double check. That double check is how you can find out whether or not that's God or from Satan. That little check. Why? Because you want to check with someone who is not going to benefit from the choice. Meaning, okay, let's say you wanted to invest in a business, right? Someone is telling you, listen, man, you put your money in this food truck. That's a big thing, We're going to get a food truck. And we're going to make all the money in the world in this food truck. Now, you're hearing it. And of course, who's going to make the money from the food truck? I'm asking you, warrior. Who's going to make the money from the food truck? The person who owns it, right? Who's going to get to buy a new car because of the food truck money? Who's going to get a new house and to change their life because of the food truck? So you are too involved and close to the benefit of it to make a good choice. People in the world, you know what they call? They call someone called a lawyer. You get my point? They call him because he ain't buying the food truck. You understand? He's not involved. So since he's not involved, he can give you a sober counsel about this thing because he's not the one that's going to get rich. You want to sign a record deal. The record company is saying, sign it. You're going to get rich. You're going to be Cardi B. You're going to be famous. What should that young brother or sister do?
Some counsel.
You better. You better get somebody that don't rap. Do you understand? Somebody that isn't going to make it famous. Me and Ariel was looking up yesterday. We looked up, Ariel was telling me about Clyde Davis and how much money did Clyde Davis have when he died. Oh my God. Yeah, Clyde Davis had $88 million. We went and looked up and we wanted to find out how much money Whitney Houston had because Clyde Davis, found Whitney Houston. You don't want to hear it. I'll tell it to you. Whitney Houston died with negative $20 million. Negative. I asked Alexa, that bitch, she said Whitney Houston died with negative $20 million, which means she was very broke. Alexa said that. Remember that, Ariana? Yeah, Alexa said, which means she was very broke. I said, God damn it. Now Alexa's shaming her. Well, Whitney Houston was the one who was the singer, who was going to strike it big, who was going to make it to the Grammys and make it to the Grand Ole Opry down here in Nashville, Tennessee. She was the performer. You see, but Clyde Davis, though, he is not a singer. You get my point? You better ask somebody who's not emotionally involved. So how do you know if something is Satan or if something is the Most High? Get counsel. Get counsel. Anything else? Hay algo más?
Khan, we have two questions on Isaiah 44:6 on the same verse.
Please.
And the one Allah asked, can I get a breakdown on Isaiah 44:6? Christians use this for Revelations 1:17 for Christ being God. And then priest Isaiah says, Salaki, sir, if I'm made with your grace, can I get a breakdown on Isaiah 44:6 of who is the redeemer of the Lord of hosts in this verse?
All right. So these are about the same place?
Kind of, so it's the same verse.
All right, go ahead.
Isaiah 44:6. Thus saith the Lord, the King of Israel, and his
Also,
redeemer.
let me know from when we want to get into the topic, all right?
Yes, sir. It's probably about the last question. So
solid. You got it.
Come on. Isaiah 44:6. Thus saith the Lord, the King of Israel, and his redeemer, the Lord of hosts. I am the first.
Right. I'm sorry, 1 second. The king, read it one more time.
Come on. Thus saith the Lord, the King of Israel, and his redeemer, the Lord of hosts.
Is this the one where this is speaking about Tyre and Zidon above it, another king, or is this not that one? Give me two verses above it.
Come on. Verse 4. And they shall spring up as among the grass, as willows by the watercourses. One shall say, I am the Lord's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob.
Right.
And another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, and surname himself by the name of Israel.
Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord, King of Israel, and his redeemer, the Lord of hosts.
Okay, what's the problem here? They think this is saying Jesus is God, I'm assuming?
Khan.
Okay, what do you see right in front of you? Well, I'm not reading it, so tell me how Lord is spelled right here. And thus saith, give me the first one. Is this a lowercase Lord or both of them are uppercase Lords?
Both of them are uppercase, sir.
All right, let me catch up with you, all right?
Khan.
I mean, where are we at?
Isaiah 44:6.
Now, this is jogging my memory like that one that's speaking about some king, right? Isaiah 44. Stand by. 44:6.
Come on.
I got you. Can you keep 1 second? Oh, this is a good one. Hold on. Okay, where should we start at? Okay, I think we probably got to go down to. You probably got to start above it. Damn it. Maybe far above it. Let's say if the Lord that married the I formed the. Probably 4 and 5. All right, that might give it to you. Okay, start at 4 and 5. 4.
Come on.
Mhm.
Isaiah 44 and verse 4. And they shall spring up as among the grass, as willows by the watercourses. Verse 5. One shall say, I am the Lord's. And
One
another
shall say what? Say it again.
I am the Lord's.
One shall say what?
I am the Lord's.
One shall say, I am the Lord's, with an S on the end, right?
Come on.
Keep going.
And another shall call himself by the name of Jacob.
And another shall call himself by the name of Jacob. Keep going.
And another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord.
Right. Let me just break it down for you for time's sake, right? This is speaking about people who will always say that they represent God. Right? Think of every church you've ever encountered, every so-called man of God, preachers, fake Israelites, all of them, they shall spring up like grass. They're everywhere. I think every year I'll look up and it is some Israelite that watched our videos and now is trying to do what we do. And they're always sitting out there somewhere destroying our salute, doing it terrible, doing everything we do in the terrible way, awful at it. Trying to do it, they spring up like grass. One saying he's Jacob, one saying this, one saying that. Everyone's saying it. Everyone's saying that they're Jacob, that they're the Israelites, that they're the people that you should follow, that they belong to the Lord. Keep going.
Come. And surname himself by the name of Israel.
You hear that? And surname himself by the name of Israel. So now you got, I remember, you only know what the candy canes are, do you? Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. Oh, give my the hand. Get it on, my yacht. Crack it on. Bishop Agatha. My yacht, you know how many Israelite groups you've seen in your time, my yacht, Jesus Christ. So they spring up like grass, don't they? Everywhere. They got to take Genesis, as I told you. And this one, with the damn butt plug, the terrible things like this here. I mean, my God, they spring up out of everywhere. And all of them saying what? Read that part again.
Come. And surname himself by the name of Israel.
And they all surname themselves by the name of Israel. They're all Israelites, aren't they? All of them are the chosen people of God. They're all Israelites. Continue.
Thus saith the Lord, the King of Israel.
Thus saith the Lord, all in capitals, the King of Israel. Keep going.
And his Redeemer, the Lord of hosts.
And his Redeemer, the Lord of hosts. What is that talking about? Come on. Give it a shot. Who asked the question?
Priest Isaiah asked the question.
Come on, Priest Isaiah. First of all, you might just need to this right here. Do you believe that there is more than one God? Now, you got to start with that. Because if you're a polytheist, then, of course, things like that will confuse you. Because you believe in multiple gods like the Greeks, like Zeus and Kronos and this God and that God. If you believe that El Señor nuestros Dios, El Señor uno es, if you believe that our God, the Lord, is one, then what is this talking about? I'll give you a few minutes, but I got to get to my topic. The brother that asked the questions. Keep going. Maybe this will give it to him. Keep going. Read down.
Okay. I am the first, and I am the last, and beside me there is no God.
Now, I really just gave it to you just now. I just did it just now. It's just a little thing twist up in your brain because you grew up Christian, but you think you're seeing something that's not there. It's not there, and you think you see it, but it is not there. We're going to start from the top again. Go to 5.
Count. Verse 5. One shall say, I am the Lord's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, and surname himself by the name of Israel.
So you got so many people saying that they're Israelites, saying that they belong to the Lord. Keep going.
Thus saith the Lord, the King of Israel.
But this is what the Lord, I almost gave it to you. This is what the Lord said, the King of Israel. Where is the Most High God at? Where is he at? What do they call it? Anyone want to guess? The kingdom, cielos. The kingdom, reino de las cielos. The kingdom. Why is it called the kingdom? Anyone want to guess? Take a guess. You heard of the kingdom before. Why is it called that? Because that's where the king is, right? That's him, right? Right. That's him. In Espanol, what's in Espanol? It's something. It's good though. He's in the kingdom. That's where he is. That's where he lives. He's in the kingdom. This is all God, for time's sake, all right? For time's sake, none of this is about Jesus. None of it. None of this is about Jesus. It's not talking about Jesus in any way. It has nothing to do with Jesus. If you don't know, read the part after and his Redeemer. Read that next part.
I am the first and I am the last, and beside me there is no God.
Now, what is that talking about? What is the point of all of that? I am the first, I am the last, and beside me there is no God. The point is, if you're thinking there's someone else, there's not. There's no one else but him. That's it. This is not about Jesus. This is not about some Israelite that thinks that he is important. There is one God, and that is the Lord. That is that. What is this on the tip of my tongue? El Dios. I forget. Everybody gets the point, right? This is only talking about the Lord, and that is not talking about anyone else. Give me the part that you think is talking about the Lord. Go ahead.
Like it, sir?
There's a part that he asked a question about.
Come.
Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer, the Lord of hosts.
All right. Who's Redeemer?
Like it, sir?
That's all you need. Come on. That's all you need. There you go. All right. You think it's saying the Lord and the Lord's Redeemer. That's what you think you see it. You think you're seeing the Lord and the Lord's Redeemer. But remember, we talked about Israel up in that verse right there. When they will surname themselves Israel, it was right above it. You recall that, Ephraim?
Yes, sir.
It was right above it, right? It's not talking about God's Redeemer. It's talking about Israel's Redeemer, because Israel's Redeemer is right above it. Everyone understands. I'm going to study Spanish enough where I cannot remember Spanish when I'm drinking. If y'all should see me when I'm not drinking with this Spanish, I mean, I am like you should see me there. But I don't know it enough to remember it when I'm drinking. I'm going to practice. But the Bible, I know drunk or not. Everyone understands.
Yes, sir.
Read above it, Ephraim, please.
Come.
Israel's surname.
And surname himself by the name of Israel.
Surname himself by the name of what?
Of Israel.
Keep going.
Thus saith the Lord, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer.
Who's Redeemer, Ephraim?
Israel.
That's all you need. That's it. It's not there. You think it's there because you grew up in that whorehouse called a church. So you think it's saying the Lord and God's Redeemer. But it is saying Israel's Redeemer. And if you don't know, you just keep reading. Keep reading, Ephraim.
Come. The Lord of hosts. I am the first and I am the last.
Israel's Redeemer is the first and the last. Keep going.
And beside me, there is no God.
You see, Jesus is not God because there is no one besides him. No one at all. Everyone understands. El Señor nuestros Dios, el Señor uno es. The Lord our God is one. Jesus cannot be God based on this precept right here we're reading. Based on this one, you think you're seeing something that's not there. Everyone understands. You good to go with this?
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
It'd be a good time to get into your topic, sir.
I'll wrap it up then, Ephraim. Give my hand. All right. Let's get into it. What do you have? My topics up for tonight, Akim and Akwafian, are why is the Confederacy still breathing? Many of you down here in the South, you've seen Donald Trump. Show me some Donald Trump videos. Show me some ones from this week. This week, Donald Trump went to a museum where they had Franklin Delano Roosevelt, an AI. It's an AI of Franklin Delano. Is that right, up?
Theodore Roosevelt. It's right here on the
Theodore
screen.
Roosevelt. Apologies. Now, Theodore Roosevelt has been dead, I think, goddamn, 100 years or something like that, right? I'm sorry. So there's you go to museum, they have interactive AI in some museums. So Donald Trump went to the museum and Theodore Roosevelt was talking. Donald Trump thought he really talked to Theodore Roosevelt. He thought it was him. He thought it was him. I got the video. We'll show it to you. Go ahead, Ephraim. You got it.
Every day a president faces storms most people never see. Keep your nerve and remember the nation comes first, you get through. I know you know that feeling yourself.
Well, I appreciate those words. Those words are fantastic. And I just want to say it's an honor to be with you today. We are making a little bit of a tour. Some of the fantastic things you've done.
Listen, I just want to thank you, Theodore, for seeing me today. He went to the press conference and said, "Today I talked to Theodore Roosevelt." That's for real. Give me another one. Give me Donald Trump when he had a deposition. Also, Donald Trump was sued by a woman for rape. Donald Trump raped this white woman in the 70s. He won. Donald Trump is a convicted sexual assaulter in a civil case. Okay, so much time went by that they weren't able to convict him in a criminal case, but she sued him and he was guilty. He went all the way to the Supreme Court, right, to appeal his decision. The Supreme Court said, "You raped that woman," in the Supreme Court, and he has to pay her, I think, $100 million. That sounds right. This is the deposition for when he went to court to take a deposition about this rape case. Play that, please, Ephraim.
In fact, I think she said it was sexy, didn't she? It was very sexy to be. Didn't she say that?
So, sir, I just want to confirm, it's your testimony that E. Jean Carroll said that she loved being sexually assaulted by you?
Well, based on her interview with Anderson Cooper, I believe that's what took place.
Play it from the top again.
In fact, I think she said it was sexy, didn't she? It was very sexy to be. Didn't she say that?
So, sir, I just want to confirm.
Donald Trump went in front of that lawyer and said, "She said it was sexy to be raped. It was sexy to be raped." This man won the presidency after January 6th. After January 6th. After they stormed the Congress and defecated on the Congresswoman's desk, tried to rape that Ephraimite Congresswoman from the Bronx. I forget her name. She was hiding in the bathroom stall. Say again?
AOC.
AOC. She's hiding in the bathroom stall. As white men busting the door to her office looking for her, she's hiding up against the wall. And they're looking for her to rape her. She hid. After that, he still won. Now, you might be sitting down here in Nashville, Tennessee, wondering how could Donald Trump have won after that? This is the reason Donald Trump won, because the Confederacy is still alive. It is still here. After the Civil War, after 200,000 men died on this ground that you're sitting on right now, the Confederacy did not lose. It's still breathing today. Donald Trump won the White House because that demon that is in the Confederacy is still alive today. He's not smart. He's not a good businessman. He's a thief and a rapist, and he was on Epstein's Island. How could he have won? Because the Confederacy won. Because the Confederacy is still alive. And hating blacks and Latinos won him the White House. Nothing else. Now, here's my question. How, after so much time and so much bloodshed, how could the Confederacy still be alive today? I'm going to show you how, okay? Just pay attention. Ephraim, what do you have? Take me back through history. Today, we're going to go over the Civil War today. Now, many of you, you're down here. I would assume, first of all, maybe you know a lot about the Civil War. You brothers and sisters from the South. Is there anything about Nashville, Tennessee that you might like to let brothers and sisters from across the country know about? Do you know about anything that you might think is important? I can give you one. Let me give you one. Let me give you the Camp Pillow Massacre. Let's start with that, Ephraim. While you're getting it out, I'll try to go over the Civil War briefly. Go ahead. Let me just explain it to you. Ephraim, tell me when you're ready. So there was a time in America, right? No, Ephraim, matter of fact, let's start with Thomas Jefferson. Back during the time of the Revolutionary War, when the American colonies decided to break off from Great Britain, right? Back during that time, they were being taxed. They believed they were not getting any representation in Parliament in England. They believed they were giving tax money to England and they were not benefiting from it. So they wanted to break away from England. They wanted to have a rebellion and break away. During that time, the American colonies decided to break away. Thomas Jefferson wrote a first draft of the Declaration of Independence. In that first draft, he directly came against slavery. He directly said that slavery was wrong. We should not have slavery. Slavery is immoral. Thomas Jefferson wrote it in the first draft of the Declaration of Independence. Let's start with that, Ephraim, if you could, all right?
Sir.
One of the grievances that is not really talked about in public school has to do and is found in our original draft of the Declaration of Independence. For a long time, I didn't know how to answer that question on if that promise was meant for you, Elijah, how come it wasn't in our founding documents? And the truth of the matter is it was, and it's right here. What you are looking at is the original draft of the Declaration of Independence created by Thomas Jefferson Randolph. That was the grandson of Thomas Jefferson. He went into his home in Monticello after he died, July 4th, 1826, found the original 4 pieces of paper that were submitted to Congress, and before he gave them to Congress for preservation, he acid etched them onto these pieces of paper. This is the closest you can get to the original Declaration without going straight to Washington, D.C. And wouldn't you know, in this document, is found incredible truths of our history that have gone too far long suppressed. Did you know that the longest stated grievance in the entire original Declaration as written by Jefferson, when he submitted it to Congress, he ends the entire list on the abolition of slavery and the slave trade. It says he, being King George III, has waged a cruel war against human nature itself, violating its most sacred rights of life and liberty in the persons of a distant people who never offended him, captivating and carrying them into slavery in another hemisphere, or to incur miserable death in their transportation thither. This piratical warfare, this opprobrium of infidel powers, is the warfare of a, quote, Christian king of Great Britain, determined to keep open a market where men, all capitals, should be bought and sold. How much clearer?
Now, that was the original draft of the Declaration of Independence that we're all going to celebrate on 4th of July, right? It didn't make it in the final draft. You know why it didn't make it? Because if it would have been in the final draft, the southern states would have never joined the Union. He had to take it out of the final draft to get Alabama and Kentucky and Tennessee and give me some more. Georgia. They refused to allow that to be in the Declaration of Independence. So Thomas Jefferson took it out. Why? To keep the Union together. There has been a compromise made in America before you were ever thought of to please white men by belittling and destroying Black and Latino men. That compromise is why the Confederacy never died, because they always placate to them. They have never dealt with the Ku Klux Klan the way they dealt with ISIS or Al-Qaeda or MS-13. They've never treated them like absolute terrorists and destroyed them, ever. But now Al-Qaeda and ISIS, you wipe them out. You can't be, do you think right now you could tell America that you're a member of ISIS? But you can be a member of the Ku Klux Klan today, right now, today. You could be in the Klan, but you can't. You get arrested if you're in MS-13. If there's a tattoo on your arm that says MS-13, you go to jail. Am I making this up? You know I'm not. You're going to jail for the tattoo. Why is the Ku Klux Klan still protected under the freedom of speech today? Because they've always. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Warrior.
Like I said, not only going to jail, they shipping you to a jail in Nicaragua.
Ephraim, they're going to not even put you in the jail in America. You're going to a jail in Nicaragua for MS Roman numeral 13 on your arm. You're going to jail. But the Ku Klux Klan, it still exists. They've always made a compromise with the men who hate you. Always. Are there good white people? Absolutely. There are good white people. We're going to go over a good white man today. His name was Ulysses S. Grant. John Brown. Here's the problem, however. Good white men get killed by bad white men. All the time, good white men never win. They never win. Bad white men always win. Now, Thomas Jefferson wrote this in his original draft because he wanted to end slavery. Was Thomas Jefferson a good white man? Give me Thomas Jefferson about, what was the woman's name who was a poet, Ephraim?
Phyllis Wheatley.
There was a woman named Phyllis Wheatley. Some super smart people out there know who Phyllis Wheatley is. Phyllis Wheatley was a poet during the time of the original July 4th. And of course, when the July 4th came, Independence Day came, Phyllis Wheatley wrote a poem about how her people were not free. Do you have that poem? I think she quotes Cicero in that poem, Ephraim, to my memory. Do you have the right one?
Come on, Counsel. Let me pull it up real quick. I think I have the right one.
She quotes like a Latin poet, a Latin poem. I believe it was written by Cicero. I believe that's correct. Phyllis Wheatley wrote this poem where she quoted, the original Greek poets, right? And the poem was about how, you're talking about freedom, you're getting freedom, but we don't get to enjoy that freedom. Thomas Jefferson read this poem and said Phyllis Wheatley did not write this poem because it's impossible for Negroes to write poetry. He thought there was no way that a Black woman could have written a poem. He thought we didn't understand poetry. Now imagine that. Now today, all we are is musicians and artists now, right? We had to fight for that. We had to fight to play basketball. Originally, they thought you could never play basketball. That's impossible. Originally, they thought you could never sing, you could never play an instrument, you could never do a poem. Do you have it yet, Ephraim?
It's lucky, so I'm trying to make sure it's the right one.
Take your time. I'll break it down for him right until you get there. She wrote this poem, during the, July 4th, about how her people were not able to celebrate freedom and to have freedom. She sent this poem to George Washington and to Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson said there's no way that a Negro wrote this poem because Negroes do not understand prose or phrases. They can't understand poetry. Thomas Jefferson said they do understand sorrow, but they cannot express it in the form of poetry. That's what Thomas Jefferson said, right? Because it's like the idea in white people, even the ones who have pity on you, they have pity on you like a disabled child. Like, of course you can't govern yourself or make your own decisions, but you shouldn't be beaten the way you are. You should be free, but you obviously shouldn't be able to write a poem. That's impossible. How could you write a poem like that? Phyllis Wheatley responded to Thomas Jefferson and told him that she knew who Cicero was. She knew who the original Greek poets were, and she wrote this poem, but he couldn't believe it. That's Thomas Jefferson. So now that's during the Revolutionary War. The part about ending slavery was taken out. General Cabal.
I got a quote that he made about Cicero.
I believe that's what he's looking for. Go ahead. Please. You might need the microphone. Go ahead.
But it says Thomas Jefferson famously dismissed Phillips Wheatley's literary talent in his 1785 book, Notes on the State of Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
He claimed that religion indeed had produced a Phyllis Wheatley, but it could not produce a poet. That's great.
That's what he said. He just said she's lying about making that poem. That takes sophistication, inspiration. They're not capable of that. Meaning any dignity that we had, they thought it came from church. But we were not capable of just pure inspiration. That's impossible.
They civilized, save the man, kill the savage.
Kill the savage. That's straight out of the Christian church's assimilation. Save the man, kill the savage. Well, that's how America started, like that. They had to remove it from the Declaration of Independence, or else the southern states would have never joined. They would have stayed with Great Britain. But they removed it so the southern states joined. So then America is going on and going on and going on. Then it was a time when now there were 11 slave states and 11 free states, right? And that's how America was. And it began to be a big divide between the slave states and the free states. But then there was a concept called manifest destiny, which every white man thought it was their obligation to go west and to expand America. But the problem is, were these new states going to be free or slaves? And they began to have great fights over this. They came up with something called the Missouri Compromise. The Missouri Compromise was that if you had one extra slave state, the next state had to be a free state. So then states started to join on. They began to go west, and they made one slave, one free. One slave, one free. But then this great state of Texas came up. And Texas wanted to break off from Mexico. Texas was originally part of Mexico. And they wanted to be American, but they did not want to be a free state. They wanted to be a slave state. But then that would have meant that there was an extra slave state, right? And the Mexicans wanted it to be a free state. Mexicans fought because Mexico was against slavery. Mexico did not want Texas to break off and be a slave state. And so they began to fight over Texas, right? Even Texas, you ever heard of Six Flags? That's because at one time, Texas was 6 countries, 6 places, because they kept fighting over whether or not who was going to get Texas. Who would get Texas? The free states wanted it. The slave states wanted it. Texas wanted to be a slave state. They made them, and so it broke the Missouri Compromise. And then there was a political party that was fresh and brand new that popped up in Washington, D.C. called the Republican Party. And the Republican Party existed to not expand slavery. That's important. Don't think in slavery. Just think not expand slavery. That's all they wanted to do. They didn't want to end slavery, but they wanted to stop slavery from expanding to the West, to Texas, and all the way to California. And Abraham Lincoln was the candidate for the Republican Party, and he won. And when he won, that was it. Go ahead.
Expanding, could that also mean like going up north into the factories as well?
No, not this part. This part, think go west. Think the Oregon Trail, Oklahoma. Think all the way to California. That's where America was going. They was going west, and they knew they had to do it. But then were these new states going to be free states or slave states? And that's where the conflict came, because it was breaking the compromise they made of 1-to-1. Because Texas, there was already a slave state, and then Texas would have been now an extra slave state. It would have broke the compromise. So it was a giant conflict. Also at this time, at the same exact time, there was a court case in the Supreme Court called Dred Scott. At the exact same time, the Dred Scott decision was, it was in Wisconsin, I believe. Someone look it up. I believe it's Wisconsin. It could be somewhere else, where there was a brother that went with his master to Wisconsin on business. When he got to Wisconsin, he said, I'm not going back. I'm staying, because Wisconsin was a free state. And he said, I'm staying here because Wisconsin is free. I'm not going back with you. George Washington had slaves that did the same thing, right? And George Washington was such a bastard, he did all kinds of tricks to get them to go back to Virginia. But this brother stayed. He took his case to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said, you are property and you have to go back with your master. And it meant And not only the Supreme Court not only said you have to go back, but the Supreme Court said Wisconsin is wrong for not sending you back. There's supposed to be slavery in Wisconsin, which destroyed everything, which meant you couldn't have free states. You couldn't have a state that did not honor the fugitive slave law because certain northern cities would not honor it. The Supreme Court said every state has to honor the fugitive slave laws, which means if you go to a northern city, you're still a slave there and you got to go back. And that meant that there was no way to have a free state, General.
That made everybody slave catchers because they had to send you back. So you couldn't stop in New York like
It was no way.
What's her name? Harriet Tubman.
Harriet Tubman. That ended that.
They started going to Canada.
Yeah, exactly. They had to go to Canada because that Dred Scott decision meant there could be no place where a slave could find refuge because the slave catcher could just go to New York and take you out of New York. After the Dred Scott decision, there was another decision that was decided on the same day. I forget this woman's name. Ephraim will know her name. A woman who was in Mississippi or Alabama. She left and went to a free state. The slave catchers came to get her and take her back. She took out a knife and she killed her children. She killed all of her children. And she was killing her last child. She said, I would rather that all my children die than that they go back to Mississippi. She went to the Supreme Court. They used the case to say slavery must be terrible because this woman would rather kill her children than to go back down south. Other people said this woman has drapetomania. Drapetomania was a mental disorder that made slaves want to be free. So there was a conflict over that. Is she simply crazy enough to want freedom? Or is it that bad down south? That went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said she has drapetomania. She has to go back down south. All that got decided, which meant what? There was no way to end slavery without war. And I'm sorry, I keep saying end slavery. I don't mean to say that. There was no way to stop the expansion of slavery without war. When Abraham Lincoln became president, the southern states broke off, I think, next month. 30 days later, they broke off and voted to break off from the Union because they knew it was no other way, right? So they broke off, they voted, they broke off. Abraham Lincoln became president. Ephraim, can you give me Abraham Lincoln's inaugural address when he became president? If not, I'll just tell him what it is. You with me, Ephraim?
Yes, sir.
Do you have it or can I go?
I think I have it right here, but you can go ahead, sir.
I'll go. Abraham Lincoln became president. He did his inaugural address, which is what every president does. In his speech, he says, I have no intention of ending slavery in slave states. I have no intention of taking away the property from slave owners. Remember, you were the property. He just didn't want more slave states. But Abraham Lincoln had no intention on ending slavery. It's in the speech. He said it in the speech. And that was his way of trying to tell the slave states, don't break off. Don't leave America. You're going to still be able to have slaves. I'm not going to end slavery. I'm just going to continue our agreement to have a one-to-one as we go out west. The slave states didn't believe him. The slave states broke off. Then finally, there was a war at Fort Sumter in South Carolina, where in South Carolina, the Confederacy attacked a federal fort in South Carolina. And that's what started the Civil War. So the Civil War was going on for about a year or two. Abraham Lincoln saying, I'm not ending slavery. I'm not going to do it. I'm not trying to end slavery. But then something happened. Let me tell you what happened. 245,000 Black men joined the Union military. 245,000 of them. They joined the Union. Take me straight to Ulysses S. Grant.
Come on.
You want to learn about a good white man? And I think there's about a handful of good white men that ever lived. Ulysses S. Grant, as far as white men goes, was a good white man. He was a white man that had some sense of humanity, su humanidad. He had some sense of being a person. Ulysses S. Grant said this: slavery would have never ended without Ulysses S. Grant writing a letter to Lincoln and saying, So many slaves have come to join the side of the Union. This is the greatest blow that we could ever do to the South, is to enlist these black men. Once Lincoln read that and saw, my God, you think about this. Now think about down south. I think a third of the men down south were slaves. A third of them. None of them could fight for the Confederacy because they were slaves. So by taking the slaves and putting a gun in their hand and killing white people from the South just didn't have any soldiers. They didn't have anyone to fight. The South was outnumbered, I think, by 6-1, because all of their farmers were black. So when the war came, they didn't have any soldiers at all. Those soldiers went and fought up north. When 45,000 black men went up north, Ulysses S. Grant said, we should make them soldiers. We should put guns in their hands. There was a big fight where they were digging ditches. And in the middle of the fight, the South attacked and black men just picked up guns and started to kill. At the end of it, Ulysses S. Grant said, my God, let's give them all guns. We'll hurt the South. That is what made Abraham Lincoln write the Emancipation Proclamation, because then he wanted to hurt the South by taking all of their prospective soldiers and making them fight for the North. It's because of what Ulysses S. Grant wrote to him. Without that, slavery would have just continued. Ulysses S. Grant also is the one that promised to give black men 40 acres and a mule. That comes from him. That comes from after Abraham Lincoln was killed. He promised every black man, come to fight for the North, I'll give you all 40 acres and a mule. And he gave them 40 acres and a mule. Once Abraham Lincoln was shot, and what's that vice president's, and I forget that cat's name. The vice president took over. He took the 40 acres and a mule back. He took them back from the black people. But Ulysses S. Grant is the one that made that promise and went out to keep that promise, to give it to him. Because why? Ulysses S. Grant had something in him that would have killed the Confederacy. And listen very carefully to this. Ulysses S. Grant hated the Confederacy. He hated them. He wanted to kill them. And black people, you can't destroy something if you don't hate it. You wonder why the Confederacy is still alive. It's because you don't hate white supremacy. That's why white supremacy still exists, because you can't kill something. You can't destroy a thing. Do you hate racism? No, you don't hate racism, which is why it still exists. Because if you hate it, you can destroy it, but you don't hate it. Why don't you hate racism? Couldn't read my mind with the accent. Because you don't love black people. Because you don't love Hispanics. You see, you should never teach anyone to hate. You can't teach blacks and Latinos to hate. That's not something that we can do. But you can teach us to love. And if we learn to love, amor vencerá al odio, love will conquer hate. The problem is we don't love each other enough to hate oppression. That's why you can still celebrate the 4th of July today. That's why you still set up a grill and barbecue. Why do you still do that? Because you don't love your grandmother who was a slave enough. And because if you love your grandmother enough, you would hate racism. You would hate oppression. You don't hate oppression because you don't love your grandparents enough. Ephraim, are you holding something for me?
Yes, sir.
Please.
This is from the 60s. They interviewed people who had been alive long enough to remember the existence of plantations.
Man just loves to say that, oh, our Negroes are happy. They like the way things are. If other people would just leave them alone, there wouldn't be any problem. And some, I think, really believed it. And I think that that's one thing perhaps that sort of thrown them off balance when all of a sudden their Negroes just weren't behaving the way they thought they ought to behave. You were just a doormat. And that's where the good relations came in. As long as you're a doormat, we have wonderful relations.
If you could, would you paint a picture for us of what it was like on the plantation in your early days?
It was a lovely, happy time living in open spaces with many lovely colored people. And so all those years we played together and everyone was happy. We never heard of all these things that we hear about today. My father had everything thoroughbred, from the pigs, the horses, the dogs, and the people had to be thoroughbred. And we would get into a buggy with him and drive to the plantation.
Sir?
You hear that? And the people had to be thoroughbred too. They had such a wonderful time. Why is the Confederacy still alive? You know why? Because they loved the Confederacy, loved it enough to fight for it to this day. You see, we don't love each other enough. We don't love each other as much as white people loved the time when you were their slaves. They relished that time. They relish it so much that they want to make America great again. They like, man, there was a time. There was a time when the pigs were thoroughbred, the horses were thoroughbred, and the people were thoroughbred too. Everyone was happy. Let's make America great again. They loved the past. They loved the Confederacy. They won't let it die. What do you love enough to kill for? You don't love enough to kill white supremacy? You love ribs on a grill, don't you? You love potato salad and flags and fireworks, I guess, firecrackers or something like that. Firecrackers, I guess. You love that. You see, those white people, they love the antebellum South. They love it. They think about the past, Doc, when you were a slave, and it gives them such nostalgia of better days that they're willing to fight for anything to make it live again, and it's alive. Let me tell you another thing about Ulysses S. Grant. Before the Civil War, Ulysses S. Grant was poor, and he had slaves. He had slaves, I think, in Illinois. And farmers would come to his house and see him out working next to his slaves. And they would go, what in the hell is your problem out here working next to your slaves? Why don't you ever beat your slaves? This is in his book. This is in his book where he would go, you're working, plowing the field right next to a slave? Why are you doing that? Why aren't you beating your slaves like you're supposed to be beating your slaves? And he wasn't. Was he in the truth? Hell no. Was he a devil? Yes. But my God, he had some humanity, something like John Brown had some type of humanity. Well, he's gone. And that's that. He tried to do something, but bad white people always win. They always win. What else are you holding out? Just start running down everything that I sent you.
So we got the story of the Fort Pillow massacre.
Here we go. This goes to more proof on why the Confederacy is still breathing. Wait, first give me the rules. Give me the liberté rules or liber rules. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, let me break this down for you. During the Civil War, every war has kind of a rules of engagement, right? Rules that the enemy combatants decide this is what's acceptable in our conflict with each other. Well, in the Civil War, the northern states had rules, right? Rules of things that they could not do to the South. The northern states considered the South their brothers, right? Even today, they talk about it like brother against brother, the North against the South. The northern white people, who were the good white people, they considered the South to be their brothers, and they wanted to maintain a relationship with them. So they made certain rules. Here are the rules right now. Read the rules and then give me the Fort Pillow massacre. Go ahead.
The Lieber Code governed the wartime conduct of the Union Army by defining and describing command responsibility for war crimes and crimes against humanity. It dealt with, for example, black prisoners of war. The Lieber Code military law prohibited racial discrimination against black soldiers of the Union Army, specifically the Confederate Army, denying them the rights and privileges of prisoners of war.
The northern states had rules on how you treated black people. The northern states said that you are not allowed to destroy any property of a southern person unless it is absolutely necessary for the war effort. You could not go into a white man's house unless this house was helping the South to fight the war. You could not speak rudely to a white person. That's in these rules. You could not yell at them unless yelling at them was completely necessary for the war effort. Southern states were treated with such kindness from the North. They were treated like gentlemen. They were treated with kindness. Now let me show you how the South treated the North. Give me the Fort Pillow Massacre. Go ahead.
The Fort Pillow Massacre in Tennessee on April 12th, 1864.
Where did it happen?
April 12th, 1864 in Tennessee.
In Tennessee, about 3 hours from where we're sitting right here, was the Fort Pillow Massacre. Keep going.
In which some 300 African-American soldiers were killed, one of the most controversial events of the American Civil War. Though most of the Union garrison surrendered and thus should have been taken as prisoners of war, the soldiers...
Remember, in Tennessee was the first Southern state that was conquered, and then they went back to the North. Tennessee went, they broke away from the northern states, but then they went back. Well, before they went back, the Southern states attacked Tennessee at Fort Pillow, and they were outnumbered, and they had only black soldiers at Fort Pillow. They had white officers and black soldiers. They all surrendered with their hands up. They said, we give up. And the Southern states killed every last one of them. They killed the white officers and they killed every black soldier at Fort Pillow. Killed them all. Keep going.
The Confederate refusal to treat these troops as traditional prisoners of war infuriated the North and led to the Union's refusal to participate in prisoner exchanges.
The Southern states could not handle a black man being a soldier. And so even though the black men surrendered, they just killed all of them, 300 of them, with their hands in the air, surrendering. They slaughtered all of them 3 hours from where we are right now. That's why the Confederacy is still alive. That's why it's still breathing, because they didn't treat these bastards like they were ISIS, like they were Al-Qaeda, like they were MS-13. They treated them with such kindness. And who wants to guess what happened at the end of the Civil War with these traitors that betrayed their country and killed the United States soldiers? They were all pardoned, every last one of them. All of them were pardoned. All of them were treated like good old boys who just made a mistake, and they were accepted right back into the Union, all of them. And what happened about a year later? They shot Abraham Lincoln in his goddamn head. That's what happened. After they accepted him back, loved him, pardoned all of them, there is no Confederate soldier or officer that got hung for treason. Not one. Not one. What did they do? Go ahead, please, brother.
Better yet, more than 240 schools in the U.S. are named after a Confederate soldier.
Ephraim, 240 schools in the United States are named after Confederate soldiers. How many schools are named after Ulysses S. Grant? 2. One in Portland and one in Los Angeles. That's it. 240 schools are named after traitors, terrorists. And the majority of those schools are black schools. Come on.
So it has a couple of implications that you're saying of how the Confederate still lives, or what have you, and how they tried to deal with this thing that they did here. The Libra Code had rules they were supposed to engage with. But here's an interesting point about what they talk about all the time. It says, during the American Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln temporarily suspended the Constitution privilege of the writ of habeas corpus. This suspension allowed military authorities to detain suspected Confederate sympathizers, spies, and draft resistors indefinitely without bringing them before a judge to determine the legality of their arrest, meaning that they're not actively going after the KKK now. That's why they still exist and still doing white collar crimes that are harming us, very bad.
Dude, that's the point. They treated the Confederacy with kindness, la bondad. They treated them with kindness and mercy, and the Confederacy slaughtered every black person that they could find. And that's why they're still alive. Because there is something about white people that you don't understand that I'm trying to get you to understand, but it's hard to understand. White people really love being the master. They love that. And we don't get how much they love it. They really love being the superior race. They love it so much that they'll just kill any of you to stay the superior race, to believe they're the superior race. They'll let a pedophile become a president. If that pedophile will make them feel like they are better than a Haitian, better than a black person, better than a Latino. They love oppression more than we love each other. What else are you holding, Ephraim?
So, like, sir, a quote right on that topic from Confederate General John Bell Hood wrote, "Better die a thousand."
Stop for a second. This was during the end of the Civil War when the South was just losing ridiculously. And General Hood was told to that he should quit, that he should surrender. And I think General Sherman, that was another good white man, General Sherman, who burned the piss out of Atlanta, burned everything he saw, killed everyone in Atlanta. He later was called like a war criminal because he burned Atlanta. He was trying to end the Confederacy, trying his best. Later on, they hated him and called him a war criminal. He treated the South like they were ISIS. He tried to. He was called a war criminal later. Well, he went to General Hood, who was a Confederate general, and said, you have to quit. You have to surrender. We're going to kill all of you. In Atlanta, you have to confess. This was General Hood's response. Go ahead, Op.
He wrote, "Better die 1,000 deaths than submit to live under you or your government and your Negro allies."
That's what he said. And he did not submit. He did not surrender up. He did not. That's them. That's who is still around today, still here today, still in charge today. Why? Because they were kind to them. They were merciful. They had rules to make sure that they were comfortable and safe, and Southern gentlemen and Southern belles, and treated them with dignity. But meanwhile, MS-13 has to get flown away to Nicaragua to sit up in a jail. ISIS, have you heard of, where's ISIS at? I haven't heard of them. They're gone. You understand? Because they are terrorists. Well, why is the Ku Klux Klan still here? The same reason that Donald Trump is president. They did not destroy the Confederacy. That's why Donald Trump became president, because they didn't kill every last one of them, kill anyone who went to a meeting, kill anyone that said they loved the Klan. Give me Reconstruction, please, if I could. Give me the 5 places of Reconstruction. Chicago, right here.
We're talking about when it can come down to like one great war crimes or pardon for crimes. Can we make that synonymous to how the so-called white man, when they flooded the White House and Donald Trump pardoned them and paid them all?
How did I forget that, Chicago? Give him a hand. I mean, how did I forget? My God. They stormed the Capitol, beat up police officers, halfway killed them, and they all got pardoned. So, gracias. Just like the Confederacy got pardoned. It's the same thing. And what are we doing here in the South? Eating pork chops and hogs? Eating bacon? Celebrating the 4th of July with flags? You see, white people, they love being your master more than you want to be theirs. That's for damn sure. They love being your master. They love it. And you don't love each other enough to fight to be their master. And it is just that simple. So many people think the Israelite School of UPK is a hate group. That's a lie. The Israelite School of UPK, we actually love each other enough to hate our oppressor. You don't hate your oppressor because you don't love anyone. You don't love anything. You women, you know what I'm talking about. What would you have to do? Let's say a woman, let's say someone was trying to steal your child, Nadia. Someone wants to come and kidnap your child. Now, you're a woman, a small woman. What would you do? I guess just pray for him, I guess. Yeah, would you? right? No one would have to teach you hate, would they? No one would have to say, learn to hate, Nadia. But if you love your child enough, you would absolutely hate someone trying to kill your child. You would need to learn hate. You would just have to learn how to love your child. That is the problem with the South. The problem down South is that you don't know how to love down here. You don't know how to love. And in your mind, you're thinking, you know, people in the UPK, they're the white Ku Klux, they're the black Ku Klux Klan. I know your family tells you that about us, right? That we're the black Ku Klux Klan. That is such a thing that you would tell black people, and you would never tell white people, because if you told white people that they're the Ku Klux Klan, white people would support them. That's what they would do. White people would absolutely support them and make them president. But telling a black person that they're the black Ku Klux Klan makes black people hate you and not join. Why? Because you don't love each other the way a mother would love her child and hate someone trying to steal her child. It is a lack of love. It's not a lack of hate. You don't need to learn hate. You just need to learn how to love something. You don't love anything, and that's why the South has more gun violence than Chicago. Chicago does not have half the gun violence as Memphis, not half of it. Not half the gun violence as Memphis. Not half the gun violence as, give me another place down here that has a ton of gun violence.
New Orleans.
New Orleans. Not half the gun violence. We don't have half the HIV anywhere as you do below the Mason-Dixon line down south. All of the AIDS is down here. All of the low education is down here. Every terrible thing that is a stereotype about black people is in the South. And this is the Bible Belt. It's right here. Why? Because so many churches have taught you not to love, taught you not to care, taught you not to feel any compassion on your children or your loved ones. And that's the reason you can't hate white people. That's the reason, because you don't love black people. What else are you holding me from?
It's like, so we have the New Orleans massacre of 1866.
Go ahead.
New Orleans massacre occurred on July 30th, 1866, when a peaceful demonstration of mostly black freedmen was set upon by a mob of white rioters, many of whom had been soldiers of the recently defeated Confederacy, leading to
The Confederacy lost the Civil War. Let me break it down to them. The Confederacy lost the Civil War, and then something happened that was the best time ever for blacks and Latinos in America. It was called Reconstruction. I think it lasted 4 years, but it was like heaven for 4 years in the South. It was called Reconstruction. It was when they turned the South into 5 districts. Just imagine the entire South. They turned the entire South into 5 military zones. Ephraim will show you the map.
So
and they just sent troops into the South, military troops. And because of that, during that time, you had so many black congressmen, black senators, black governors, black mayors. It was during the time of Reconstruction. But guess what else you had? The Ku Klux Klan putting on hoods and killing everybody at night, killing all of them. So what happened? They went to president. Now he became president, Ulysses S. Grant, and Ulysses S. Grant wanted to send the military and to kill everyone in the Ku Klux Klan. But then his political advisor said, this term will always end progress. Hear this term. When you hear this, that's when you know it's time to go back to being poor. There's an election coming. There's an election coming. Whenever anybody says there's an election coming, you can forget progress, because that means we have to get the numbers. We have to get white people to like us. So we can't help black people, because when you help black people, white people don't like it anymore. So Ulysses S. Grant did not send the military into the South. He did not stop there was so many riots of white people killing black people. It was insane. Black people were pleading with Ulysses S. Grant to send in the army. He couldn't do it. He said, why? Because I won't be president if I do. And he was right. And he was a two-term president because he did not send the military in to help you from getting hung from every tree that you could see. And so we had things like the New Orleans riot. Go ahead and play it whenever you're ready, Ephraim.
Come on, sir. We had the article. So like I said, let me pull it back. The New Orleans Massacre of 1866, according to Gilles Vandal, estimated that 40 to 50 Black Americans were killed and more than 150 Black Americans wounded. Others have claimed nearly 200 were killed. In addition, 3 white convention attendees were killed, as well as 1 white protester. And this is at
those numbers are always bad. Just call that 500. All right, just call it 500 because they always say 150, 200. Who knows? 500. Keep going.
During much of the Civil War, New Orleans had been occupied and under martial law imposed by the Union. In 1866, Mayor John Monroe, a Democrat who ardently supported the Confederacy, was reinstated as acting mayor. Judge Howell was elected as chairman of the convention with the goal of increasing participation by voters likely to vote for removal of the Black Codes.
Mm-hmm. The Black Codes were rules to stop Black people from owning property or having any power. And so, of course, these people that were voting and going to run for office were going to remove those Black Codes, so they got killed. They all got killed. Is there anything else, Ephraim, that you're holding?
The Scottsboro boys.
How did I forget? Where's the brother from Alabama who was in the back earlier? Scottsboro, Alabama. You know what I'm talking about then. Give him a hand. Scottsboro, Alabama. Recently, we had that brother Carmelo Anthony. Where was that done at, Carmelo Anthony?
Texas.
So I should have known. In Texas. The Bible Belt in Texas. Well, Carmelo Anthony is a recent story that all of you know about, where there was an all-white jury that convicted a Black man who was being bullied and assaulted by white men. Every person on the jury was white, and they convicted him and gave with first-degree murder. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard of an all-Black jury in your damn life? Ever? Someone can Google that for me, because even the OJ, how many Black people were on the OJ trial?
A lot.
I think it was 12. I think it was like 9. I don't know if I've ever heard of an all-Black jury in Harlem. I've never heard of that in my life, that there is a all-Black jury ever. But somehow they had an all-white jury, and of course, they convicted Carmelo Anthony when he absolutely was in self-defense of defending himself. Why? Because the Confederacy is still breathing today. How do I know? The Scottsboro 8 is how I know. In Scottsboro, Alabama, there were these children that were traveling on a train. Right? You know, back in those days, you'd have trains and kids would just jump on a train and travel from place to place, right? There was a white girl on that train. She got on the train. She was a whore, having sex with everybody on the train for money, a prostitute. She went and somehow she got caught having sex with this white boy. She went and told the train conductor she was raped by 8 Black men who were on the train farther down the line. Well, they went farther down the line and got these 8 Black boys and arrested them for rape. They arrested them. They took them to jail. And of course, these Black boys never met this white girl, never saw this white girl. They're telling everyone this. They had a giant trial. What happened on the trial? An all-white jury. An all-white jury convicted them of rape. Every last one of them. What happened after that? They appealed the case. They got another trial. At the next trial, brother, the white girl got on the stand and said, I lied. The white woman said, I lied. I never met these Black boys. I shouldn't have done it. I was a prostitute. Do you know the jury still convicted those kids? Still with the bitch on the sitting in the seat saying, it never happened. I never met them. They never did anything to me. The jury still convicted him. It was so egregious that another good white man had to step up. That judge threw away the conviction because he's sitting there and he hears the bitch say she doesn't know him. The jury still convicted him. The judge said, he threw away the conviction and let him go free because it was that egregious. That's the story of the Scottsboro 8. And last week, Carmelo Anthony went through the exact same thing in the Bible Belt. The Confederacy still lives up because no one loves each other enough to hate white oppression. We don't care about each other enough. We don't love each other enough. And because we don't love each other, we can't kill white supremacy. It is evil to celebrate the 4th of July. Why is it evil to celebrate the 4th of July? Because America is a stupid and evil country. It's a country that everyone laughs at. Where did I get that from? Donald Trump. Donald Trump said that. Donald Trump is telling you why you shouldn't celebrate the 4th of July. Ephraim, show me that, please. You know, we've heard people forever say you have to love America. Donald Trump doesn't love America. He hates America. Donald Trump doesn't love the military. I wish we had Alexa in here. Someone ask this in your phones. Ask your phone, has Pete Hegseth insulted the American military? Put that in your phone. Ephraim, you give me Donald Trump saying that America is stupid and corrupt and the elections are rigged. Donald Trump hates America. Why can't I hate America? He hates it, and you made him president. Why do I have to make barbecue ribs and potato salad and a flag? Well, Donald Trump can just say this is a stupid country and they're dumb and the elections are rigged. Do you have it, Ephraim?
Just about, sir.
Say again?
Almost, sir.
Almost. This is why you shouldn't celebrate the 4th of July, because this is a stupid country. A terrible country. They're laughing at us. The other countries are laughing at America. How do I know that? Donald Trump said it last week. He said it last week. But you slaves feel some need to love this place. White people don't have to love this place. If Donald Trump says, I'll make America great again, what is America before he makes it great? Terrible. Why can't I say it's terrible? That's what I've been saying. I've been saying it's terrible. You call me the black KKK. I've said it's terrible. Donald Trump says it's terrible. You make him president. You make him president. America is terrible. And they're laughing at us. And it's a stupid country. And the military is stupid. And the military is woke. And the military is disgusting. And they're laughing at us. And that's why I'm not celebrating the 4th of July. For that reason. General Cabal. Go ahead.
So, he's been disappointed this week by the low turnout for the 250th celebration or what have you. So I have an idea of what may be going on or what have you. You know how Christians like to do. I got a scripture for it. Isaiah 66:17. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination in their mouth shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. Meaning that they might not be gathering in public, but they surely are hiding behind a tree and getting ready to fire up that grill and eat every abomination thereof.
You got that right. And let me tell you, General Cabal, if I could back you up, the reason that no one is coming out to that stupid park to celebrate Donald Trump is because no one is being hung. That's the reason.
Yeah.
Because there's no one hanging from a tree. That's all. Because you know where everyone came to? Who wants to blow my mind with the answer? January 6th, everyone was there beating up piss, out of police officers and kicking in the door. You see, no one is coming to the 250th carnival because there's no niggers being hung, no Mexicans being hung. If you wanted white people to actually show up to a celebration about America, you should have had a lynching that day. Because if there was a lynching that day, everyone would have shown. I don't have to go through 1,000 videos, do I? 1,000 pictures at where it looks like there's a lynching. It looks like there's 3,000 people there, children there. The entire state would come out for a lynching. The problem with the 250th anniversary of America, the reason no one is showing up is because there's no lynching. All right. Where are we at, Ephraim? Ephraim, I think I'm off this topic. That's all I can do for you. Now let's go into the father topic about the broads. Are you ready?
Come on. I had that clip of Trump for you if you wanted it.
Oh, go ahead, play it.
Third world country. Your election country, we're like a third world country. Your elections are crooked, and you're crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked, and so is ABC, and CBS, and CNN. You're one-sided crooked network. So let's call it quits, because I've had enough.
Why would I celebrate the 4th of July? This is a third world country, and elections are crooked. Why is he able to hate America? Why is he able to do it? I can't say the same thing. The elections are crooked. I'm not celebrating the 4th of July. This is a third world country. I'm not celebrating the 4th of July. Everything here is crooked. And give me the other video about Donald Trump.
Our country was an embarrassment, and all over the world they laughed at.
Go ahead and play it.
A year ago, our country was an embarrassment, and all over the world they laughed at us.
Yeah, that's why I'm not celebrating the 4th of July, because a year ago, this country is an embarrassment. Everybody laughed at us. I got to go set up a grill and celebrate and burn sparklers? No. This is an I'm embarrassed by this country. This is an embarrassment. They're all laughing at us. Do you see what it means to be free? Do you see how you're black and you cannot say anything bad about America? You cannot say anything bad ever about America. You know why? Because you're not allowed to love your people enough to say anything bad about America. Donald Trump loves what? The Confederacy. He loves it enough to disrespect the Union, to disrespect the American government. They got in charge of the Pentagon. What did they do? They changed the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War. Why? Because that was a stupid name, and it was a stupid organization, and they were woke, and he had to molest it a little bit. He molested everything. He molested everything. He had to go to the Department of Defense and just finger it a little bit to turn it into the Department of War. He fingers everything he's around because he's a molester, and you made him president. Now, I have to love America? No, I don't. Not according to him. Everyone understands. This is why the Confederacy is still alive, because you didn't kill it. Why didn't you kill it? Because you can't kill what you don't hate. You have to hate a thing to kill it. You have to. You don't hate white supremacy. You don't hate racism. Why? Because you don't love the victims of white supremacy. You don't love the victims of racism. And that's the reason that you brothers have grown up seeing a Confederate flag waved in your neighborhoods in 2026. That's why. Everyone understands. There's ONT in this. Scrap it up. All right, now, for the last topic, if you're going to get a man, you better get a father first. This is for sisters out there that are good and stupid. Sisters, don't raise your hand when I say who's stupid. A lot of you are stupid. Okay? In this room and out the room. Dumb as hell. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that, let me make it as simple as I can. Women, you think that you are less lustful than men, but you're not. You're just lustful in a different way. A man is lustful for sex. Because a man is lustful for sex, he has sex with a woman that he should not have sex with. A woman that is a disgusting piece of garbage, but he's so lustful for the act of sex that he ruins his life, and now he's on child support, and now his life is ruined because he's lustful for sex. A woman is lustful for a relationship. Lustful for it. Has to have it. You're reading them stupid books, and you're watching them TV shows about people who found a man, who found love, who have someone to send, make them songs and give them flowers, and to have all your girlfriends know that you got somebody. You're lustful for a relationship, and you make another stupid decision because of your lust. So how do you avoid that? Find a father before you find a husband. You have to do it because you are too stupid to find a man. You're too dumb for that. Don't do that. Don't let your lust be, oh, I got to find a man. I got to find a man. I need to find a man. Man. Well, you found one. You got him, but your father would have never chose this one. This is not someone he would have chose. If he was involved, he would have said, not him. This is not the right one. You might be confused. You might not understand. You will later. You will. Now, blow my mind with this answer, because I encounter this all the time. Now, I'm saying this, right, but you're not going to do this. You're going to still find a man, not speaking to you in the room, but everybody else. You sisters seem like y'all are all married. It's too late for y'all. But now there are sisters, y'all just, what can you do? But there are single women out there. Okay, y'all just, you got to deal with what you got to deal with. But if you're single, it ain't too late for you. Okay, it's not too late. You could find a right choice, but that right choice, it might not be the one you want, right? But it'll be the one your father wants. That is a better choice. It's a better choice. Your choice is the lustful choice. It's the, emotional one. It's the one that's boom, 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 boom. I like him. I really like him. You're an idiot. General Cabal.
Percentage of women, that are men that are 6'4", that's on this bucket.
I don't know where they are, but they getting all the tail. He's sick, brother. This brother, I think it's him. Him on camera. He getting all the tail, like right here. He's the one getting all the tail. Give him a hand of bunker dog. He's the one getting all the tail in the world. Well, listen, Lord be with you. Okay, you gonna have to marry a bunker dog, right? You gotta get with him. Okay, the rest of you got to work out some sense in your mind. All right. Let me give you a few precepts. Ephraim, what's the precept I sent you earlier about this topic?
Yes, sir. We got a couple. We got Tobit 6 and 12. Or Tobit 6.
Hold that one for the last one. Give me Laban first.
Come.
Now this is, I believe, who's this Laban? Who is he? His daughter? He's an Israelite or something, right? Laban?
God.
Right, he's some cat, right? It's important in the Bible, right? Well, this cat Laban, Rebecca and what's her name? Leah, right?
Yeah,
Rebecca and Leah were these two daughters. Rachel sounds right. One of them, they in the Bible.
Rachel and Leah.
I guarantee they in the Bible. Okay, so they in there. So now Laban was their father, and so this brother Jacob, he came from far, and he wanted to marry these boys. And so when Laban saw him, he said, "Thou art flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone." He knew that thou art my near kinsman, and he made the decision first that this brother was good enough to marry his daughter. Do you have it yet?
Come on. Genesis 29 and 14.
The water.
And Laban said to him, "Surely thou art my bone and my flesh." And he abode with him the space of a month. And Laban said unto Jacob,
he did what again? He did what again?
He abode with him the space of a month.
He came from far away. He met this brother. He said, "You're in my family. Surely you're my flesh of my flesh. Surely you're one of me." And he stayed with him a month. Think about this cat, 1 month intense, just watching this cat, talking to him, learning about him, seeing what type of cat he is. Anything else?
And Laban said unto Jacob, because thou art my brother, shouldest thou therefore serve me for naught? Tell me, what shall thy wages be?
Listen, because you're my brother, you shouldn't serve me for nothing. What should I pay you for working for me for all this time? Go ahead.
And Laban had 2 daughters. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well-favored.
You hear
And
that? Leah was tender-eyed, but the other one was beautiful. Tender-eyed, that's another one. That's how a brother should choose a woman, which you don't know how to do. One of them had eyes for you. The other one you thought looked good. He wanted the one that he thought looked good. He didn't want the one that had tender eyes for him. That's another giant mistake that men make. Men, because of your lust, you think just get the woman that looks like the Nicki Minaj. What's that one? It's the whole on TV now. Cardi B or they make the stallion. And seeing that one that's looking at you like she is in love with you and she's just a sweet girl that loves you, that's the one. Not the one who you think looks like, your fantasy from all your deviance. But this one that is looking at you like you're amazing, that's the one you should choose. This cat didn't realize that. He worked for 7 years to get that old beautiful one. And he kept working. Meanwhile, the other one is the one that gave him all the kids. All right. But now what's in this story? The father is involved. He's checking him out. He's looking at this brother. He's making sure. And this cat became the father of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Give me the other one now.
Okay. This is Tobit 6.
Now, this one is very accurate to today because this is about a woman with a demon. Terrible, horrible mental disorders, which is who you are going to marry. That's what you're going to get with. You're going to get with some lunatic with schizophrenia, all the phrenias, all of them. And why are you going to be with her? Because she got, a nice body and she looks good, right? She has an Instagram page, right? So you're going to have sex with her. And she has all the phrenias that you could possibly understand. You could send her to Zurich and they could research her and study her for a year and become doctorates and PhDs off of your woman. That's who you're going to marry. Well, this is your life, so listen carefully about this. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. This is right after the angel told him to put up the liver and the gall from the fish. This is 6 and 10.
Yeah, this is the brother. An angel came and gave him the medicine to give his future wife because she needed medication. So does your wife. She needs medication. Continue.
The angel said to the young man, brother, today we shall lodge with Raguel, who is thy cousin. He also hath only one daughter named Sarah. I will speak for her that she may be given thee for a wife. For to
So the angel said, listen, I'm sorry, after he got the medicine, the angel said, we're going to stay with this brother. He's your cousin. I'm going to speak for you so you can marry his daughter. I'm going to go talk to him. And so much of your life is about seducing some whore on Instagram. And what do? Take a picture in front of a car that's not yours. You pose on shit like this. That car is not yours. Let me tell you, this is what I always wondered. If you could get a woman from leaning on a car that's not yours, how stupid is she? Don't you get that? If you get her, like if it works, if it's like, and if the bitch goes, hey, don't you know what that means? Huh? This is the biggest dummy in the world. And if she's dumb like that, maybe other men can fool her. All you did was lean on the car. Can't anybody else lean? You can't be the only leaner in the world, right? And that's why I always wonder, like, don't you see if it is so easy for you to lie to her, other people can lie, right? Anyway, this brother, he went and the angel said, listen, I'm gonna go talk to the father. I'm gonna speak to him. I'm gonna work things out with him so you can get this woman. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Verse 12. And the maid is fair and wise. Now, therefore, hear me, and I will speak to her father. And when we return from rages, we will celebrate the marriage. For I
This
know
woman was so sick. I'm sorry, this woman was so sick, she had killed 7 men already, strangled them. And she was about to kill herself because the women of the city were laughing at her because she was a lunatic and she had killed 7 men. And she was about to kill herself. But then the Most High God sent this man to her father to save her life with medicine in his bag. Continue.
For I know that Raguel cannot marry her to another according to the law of Moses, but he shall be guilty of death.
I know her father can't give her to anybody else because of the law. So she's yours. I'll work it out with the father. Continue.
Because the right of inheritance doth rather appertain to thee than to any other.
Now, listen, I wish I could make you understand this part, but it's going to go against all of your stupidity. The father, he's saying that this father cannot give her to another man based on the law of Moses, because this woman has to go to a near family member. Now, this father is making a decision that has nothing to do with being horny, nothing to do with who has nice Jordans, nothing to do with a car, nothing to do with who's cute, who's not cute, nothing to do with any of that. The father is saying, well, I can't give her to anyone else but him, according to the law. That is how you make a good decision. It's like that. It's not like in a woman's mind, it's so flowery. It's so like magic. You know, like, who's the man I want? The one magic sends me to. You're getting divorced. You're not going to be with him. That's what's going to happen. Okay, lust is temporary. Lust is temporary. Love is a commitment to feel that feeling forever. I just think about it like that. I know you don't understand what the hell I'm talking about. I'm going to try it again, and I got to get the hell out of here. All right. The difference between lust and love, right? You feel a feeling of lust. You really like him. You really want to be with him. Oh, he's so amazing. He's so wonderful. I'm so attracted to him, right? That's a feeling. That will end. You're not going to feel that anymore. What does love feel like? Love feels the same, but you are committed to force yourself to feel it forever. It's like saying, I really want to be with this woman, and I will not allow myself to feel anything different forever. I'm not going to feel anything different. Of course, lust ends, right? You know, once you have sex with her, it's over, right? You're done, right? But what if you said to yourself, that feeling I felt that made me want to have sex with her, I'm going to harness it and feel it every day, forever. That's love, because love is something you force yourself to do. Lust is something that happens natural. Lust just happens like a dog in heat. A dog doesn't have to learn to like another dog. She's in heat. He smells it. He wants her. So what's the difference between you and a dog? That same way that dog wants that bitch, you have to say, I'm going to force myself to want her forever. I'm going to do what I must do to want her forever. Regardless of what I think or want, I'm going to force myself to want her for the rest of my life. That's love, because love is a obligation. It's like I'm obligated to do it. Lust is you do what you feel. But of course that changes. You're not going to feel that. I think after 10 minutes, you won't feel that. But what if you said, I felt this feeling for her and I had sex with her because of this feeling. Now I'm feeling this every day. If I'll do it up here. I'll do it up here. Is that impossible? You never worked a job in your life? You never did that? You never had to go into a place you don't want to go to. What does your supervisor think?
Love it.
He thinks you love coming there, doesn't he? Right? That's what he does, right? And you go in there every day, you like, I can't stand this place. Hello, sir. Do that when you're home. And when you're home, you're gonna just say, I got this job from you. You know how you are in a job interview, right? You sit there, you're looking like, yes, I'm ready. What the boss asks you, what are your biggest flaws? My flaw is I'm a perfectionist. I do everything so perfect, and I cannot stop. I must be on time every day. Isn't that what you tell? I forget. I ain't did it in so long, but I remember it was like, "It's your flaw. My flaw is I can't stand to be late ever. Can I have the money?" I ain't did it in so many years, but I remember saying that to people like, "What you think your flaw is?" Man, listen, I got to do everything perfect. I can never be in here 9:01. I got to be here at 8:30, 45. I'm such a perfectionist. I'm lying to get the job. Now, you want to keep that job. Lie every day. Be there 10 minutes early. You're going to get promoted. That's marriage. That's a marriage. A marriage is you did all this bullshit together, all this talking, all this nonsense, and there was so much lust. Then you got her. And then what do you do now? Keep lying forever. You keep doing it forever and ever and ever. You never stop. It's like now you're obligated to make her feel like you want her like you wanted her in the beginning. That's an obligation. Are you going to do that? No, don't get married. Because you are listening to nothing I'm saying. And I know I should get the hell out of here a half an hour ago. Chisholm, y'all come up here and teach something. Fucking leave. Truck of war.
Salaki, sir, you can't call out sick from love.
Give him a hand. He's telling the truth. Call out sick. If you call out sick on that job too many times, you're fired. Like you know what an obligation is. You know what to do. You know if you had an obligation, you know if you want to make that rap career, you think you rap so fucking much. You're terrible at rapping, but you still think you can make a record deal. Why? Because you're committed to it. You really want to do it. So you just focus on it. Do that in a marriage. Now, a father is the one that thinks like that. He thinks like this is an obligation. He's looking for a man who can keep an obligation. That's what a father is looking for in a prospective husband for his daughter. He's not looking for who's cute or who has Jordans. He's looking at this cat for a month going, can this cat serve it up every day forever for the rest of his life? How do I know? He worked for me in my business. He worked for me for 7 years. That's what this brother did. 7 years. That's what he worked for LeBron. He's watching this cat. This cat is giving that business his all, thriving, making that business work. What is he seeing? A good husband. Because he'll do that at home. He'll walk in the door every day, wipe his face off. I'm so tired of this bitch. I can't stand her. Hey, baby, what's up, baby? That's what he's going to do. He's going to do that. Why? Because he does it at work. He does the same damn thing. He walk in there, put his boots on, and gets in there to work. He's going to do it. The father is looking at it like, oh, this cat's showing up every goddamn day. Oh, he can marry my daughter. He going to show up. He going to wipe his face off, get in there and go to work. That penis of his, that penis is a hard-working penis. That penis put on his boots every day. And get in there and go to work. Every goddamn day. How do I know? Because he's working in here doing my sheep business or whatever I'm doing. He's going to do it. LeBun watched him. Then after LeBun, he married one of LeBun's daughters. LeBun said, well, damn, you married the wrong daughter. Man, work for me another 7 years. I'll give you both of them. And he gave them both of them because this cat here knew how to have an obligation. That is marriage. Marriage is an obligation that you make the woman feel like it's not an obligation. You understand? The woman doesn't know it's an obligation. She thinks you love this. She thinks that this is your joy, but she doesn't even know that this is an obligation. Who else do you do this with? Blow my mind. Children. It's the exact same thing with children. Do you think kids know how hard it is to feed them? Do you think kids understand how much rent costs? You stupid parents out there, the kid asks for McDonald's, you say, do you have McDonald's money? The kid is like, no. McDonald's? What are you talking about? McDonald's money. That's a bad parent. Why? Because the child is not supposed to know that we don't have money. He's not supposed to even know about it at all. If you're a good parent, the child just thinks, sure, we got McDonald's. We always got McDonald's money. The child doesn't know that you go without. The child doesn't know that you go behind, that you don't eat because they're eating. The child doesn't even know it. He's ignorant to it because he has good parents. Good parents will never let their child know how much they're suffering to make that child happy. You can't do that for that broad. She'll never know. She'll just think you just love having sex with her every day, kissing her every day. She doesn't even know about it because you're a good husband. Do you understand? A father can see that type of man. He looks at it and he goes, oh yeah, he'll show up to work every day. He'll show up. What do you have, Ephraim?
That's all, sir.
That's all I got too. With that said, who's taking it? What's your name, warrior? Kanakyad? With that, pass the class over to priest officer Kanakyad.
I got it. Go ahead. I'll walk in, yeah, bro.
How about Shimmy Al-Shai Berkathum? How about Shimmy Al-Thun by Shimmy Al-Shai?
Right. These are the ISUPK security announcements. The ISUPK started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for a new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister come to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves to the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6-month period in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment found in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, and verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 to 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'asher, tenth in every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Gives the treasury department a teacher, priest fund, free will offer priest, not mandatory whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, the memorial of blowing trumpets, Shalak says. On Friday, September 11th, 2026, found in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 24 to 25. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. That in Israel, Majah, we'll give one courtesy salute. Man Shabbat, Majah, Barak. Sorry, turn for sisters. We're gonna get a sisters one courtesy salute. Man Shabbat, Majah, Barak. Sorry, class dismissed.